Oh no, we're in the bathroom. Oh, what a horrible toilet. Green? Go fuck yourself. But also, it's just so filthy. Oh, I didn't know this until we went to America. American toilets, the water level is so fucking high. All the water was like this far from the rim, basically looking into a bucket full of water. Gross and loud. A page from the journal of Maximilian Roivus. What's in the tub? It's just a towel. Oh, big fuck! Fuck you, Mikey. That's what's in the tub. Jesus Christ. Ernie's calling. Speaking of bodybuilders, am I about to do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression?
Yes. Dreya, howdy.
Oh no, please. Why'd I do that?
It's Arnie. How are you? Let's battle our Pokemon. I'm on Route 35, so let me know when you get here. If you check the town map on your Pokegear, you can touch Route 35 and an exclamation mark will appear. So you won't forget the location.
That's going French a little bit. This is the most appalling attempt I've ever heard. It sounds a bit more like Kermit doing an impression. I can't be civil in chat because I can't comment on this. Right, can I show this? Welcome to Burley's Farm. What can I do for you? You know what? There you go. Hey there, I came to ask you some questions about you and your farm, if you don't mind. Gothic 1 cheats. Enable test mode is Marvin. Tacky is regenerate life and mana. Godzilla is everything becomes huge. Oh! Look how cool he is! Jacko's a big old boy now. Garfield makes them fash! He's so teensy. He's so fat and small. Oh, he's like a little... Now he's a Garfield. Now I want to pick him up and squish him. Hello, friend. Ow!
Fight!
Go off!
Yeah! Sad performance!
Yes, don't panic!
And he would have
You've
toppled
won!
over anyway!
We'll stop doing this in a second. That's bandits. Holy fuck, that's a lot of bandits. That's like 50 guys. Oh no, it's a fight. I guess I should help. The problem with this, I don't know which guys I'm supposed to be shooting. The red guy I'll shoot, I guess? Yeah, you're run! No, not into the water, you fucking idiot horse! Oh, that's so many. Oh, fuck me, that's so many. Also, I still don't have shoes, do I? I forgot to buy shoes. I cannot fight like 5 guys. That is way too many. I can barely fight 2 guys. Horse charge! Run! Swing at them as I go past. I'm a scary horseman. I can do this. Oh, there's blood on my sword. I did actually get him. Henry the Knight now, at this point. Am I scaring them into running around? I feel like I should be doing like a cool speech or something. I think I scared them away! I am amazing at this game. Ah! Run. If I can just throw the ghost off me, then maybe I should be punching her in the face. Like, I was under the impression that you couldn't really interact with ghosts. If you can interact with a ghost, kick her in the shins and run away.
Cured?
I'm live! Hello, everybody. I'm live. I forgot how gross everybody looked in Oblivion until that scream came up. I need to make more of these, too. I haven't had time to edit anything for YouTube recently. So, the last thing I put out was probably like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago? God, when was it? Hang on. I'll switch over to my camera. Hang on. Just putting on my background lights. Hello, it's me. Welcome. Let me get my chair in place. And also, my chair is still too low. I need to buy a new chair. I actually have bookmarks on my toolbar right now in Firefox for like new office chairs because I was like, ugh, I'm sick of this one. It's very old. It's not as high as I'd like either. Like I'd like it to be about here, I think, so I could like lean back properly. And it keeps like gradually sinking, and I keep having to like prop it up again. Hello, Devil Baby. Hello, Peanut, Grenarius, Barlow. I need to get back to capturing footage for my next YouTube video as well. I haven't made anything in like a year or so. Yeah, I haven't made anything in a little while. When was my last YouTube video? Hang on. If I go to YouTube Studio, when did my last video came out? Whatever you do, don't buy a gamer chair. I have been warned against that in the past, yes. My last video came out, it was a short, and I published it on April the 6th. So, you know, it's been a little while. It's been 23 days. Jesus. Okay, fine. I should probably upload something. It got 1.4 thousand views. Oh, I never actually checked that. Good for me. Anyway, let's go on. I'll do this thing that I'm, you know, normally start the stream with, Hurdle and Global, and then we'll get on to the council, which I'm really looking forward to today. The last week, if you missed the council, there was a truly insane twist that I genuinely didn't see coming. So we now have demon powers, basically. So, you know, that'll be fun. I can now read minds. Global is relatively easy to. I saw people had an okay time with it in the Discord. They're usually very horrid. They can be nice and quite comfortable to sit on, honestly, even though they don't properly support your body or anything. I was looking up on IKEA, a local place. When I got to that part too, I was like, what? There's a sort of IKEA competitor that's quite small but local. There's a shop in my town basically for it called Jisk. So I was looking up like chairs there. Basically, I want to buy a relatively cheap chair for like maybe 150 euro. And, you know, have it not suck. Because I think this one, I don't know what, I bought this from IKEA, I'm 99% sure, this chair. And I have had it for about a decade, probably. And it's fine, it's just quite old now. Like, there is basically no padding left in the seat, and it's slowly sinking down. So, like, even within the length of a stream, you'll probably notice that my head goes from up here down to about here by the end. Because the like hydraulics or pneumatics or whatever are not strong enough anymore. The Milbergay is quite fine from IKEA. I mean, I have, like, it's cheap and does the job. I was looking at the Marcus office chair as well. Is that a desk chair for home? Desk chair for home in IKEA. Milbergay. Oh, 99 euro. That's pretty good. I mean, it looks similar to mine. Oh, it looks leather. Is this fake leather? Because I'm one of them. Materials and care. Yes, it's fake leather. Okay, that's fine then. That looks kind of nice. Yeah, it looks like a, you know, generic good office chair. It's a bit higher than mine. Sorry, I'm looking at a video of somebody just like swiveling around in one right now. So, yeah, there we go. It's in stock in Ballymun. Ugh. Oh, I could get it home delivered as well. Yeah, I just need a new chair. I'm willing to spend between 100 and 160 euro on a chair. So, you know, I've been looking on Amazon and IKEA and stuff. Hello, Emmy, welcome. It was fun playing DBD last night. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the next couple of weeks I'll have a new chair. I'm just kind of sick of this one. Also, my chair that I'm sitting in right now, you can't really see it. It looks quite nice at the top. It is completely scarred from cat scratches because I've had this chair for about a decade, like I said. And I used to live with my brother and my parents, and he had a cat who just liked scratching everything. So the entire back of it is completely ripped open from cat scratches, all the mesh in the back. So, you know, it's just a bit ratty looking now. Again, it's nice, and I like the mesh back. I don't know why. I feel like it keeps me cool in, you know, gaming situations. You need to be kept cool. I don't know, I'm sitting side saddle in my own chair now. The Renberget. I almost said Renbergay, but it's Swedish, right, IKEA? So it's probably like Renberget. Renberget. You're always cool. Ugh. Ugh. Anyway, let's play Hurdle and then Global and then get to the council. Should be fun. Do I have anything I need to close in tabs? Nope, that's fine. Let's go to desktop then. I'll get rid of the live soon thing. I'll turn on my actual camera. And I'll turn on the slightly wider screen. Production values. I'm amazing. Play. Ooh, funky. No idea. Sounds like something from Blues Brothers just from the start of it, but I doubt it is. I don't know. The thing is that the intro means very little now because everything is built on retro. Like, there's so many, you know, it's one of those funky songs the youth like. Like, everything, you know, if it sounds like an 80s song, it could be a synthwave track from 2 years ago. If it sounds like a funk song, it could be a fucking, I don't know, Silk Sonic. You know, it's so many retro artists now sample, like, you know, 70s and 80s and 90s stuff now. So I'm just bad at this. We all know this one. Oh, is that Michael? Is that Michael Jackson? No, I don't think so. It sounds a bit like the start of "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" or whatever it's called. You know, "Don't stop till you get enough." Don't stop till you get enough, which I think is Michael Jackson. I've never been a huge Michael Jackson fan. I like Michael Jackson, but I've never been like a huge Michael Jackson fan. I like Smooth Criminal a lot. I genuinely thought that the What We Do in the Shadows intro song was quite new, and then I learned it's from like the 60s or so. I really, really like that song. The new, or the What We Do in the Shadows TV show intro. I really, really like it. All dead, all dead, all dead. Not even remotely close to what Don't Stop Till You Get Enough sounds like. I don't really like that song, so I don't know. I feel like it has a bit at the start that goes like with like a disco violin. This feels a bit disco-y. Okay, no. I have no idea. The movie songs are great too, by Black Ox Orchestra, if anyone is curious. That sounds like a sort of... Where does that sound like they'd be from? Black Ox Orchestra. Sounds like it would be Scandinavian. Based on very little. I watched The Northman. When did I watch The Northman? Wednesday. I watched The Northman on Wednesday night, right? And that movie, it kind of made me realise why the Scandinavians love heavy metal so much. And why sort of like screamy death metal is so popular in Scandinavia. Because every scene in that it's a very musical movie. There's a lot of like throat singing and traditional, you know, Danish and, you know, Norwegian and Icelandic music in it. And it's all very sort of heavy and thumping drums and sort of like screaming. I was like, oh, it makes sense. I think they're Canadian and they're just exploring their Jewish heritage in their music. I know nothing about either of those two things, unfortunately. Skip, I don't know what this is. I'm hoping they sing it. Sing the title. I don't know if I've ever heard this. I mean, it just sounds like every disco song.
What's the sense in sharing this one and only life? Ending up just another long...
I don't know this song. I know... Look, I'm sure I've heard it. I'm sure I've heard this song. In a movie or something. I'm not... Look, I get slaughtered for this opinion, but I don't like ABBA or any disco, really. Well, it's not entirely true. I like some neo-disco. I like Daft Punk. And there is an Irish artist who does like neo-disco, like dance music disco, called, Roisin something? What's her name? I can't remember. Roisin Murphy, I think is her name. Very Irish name. But she does like, you know, cool like EDM/disco stuff. Young Hearts? Is this Young Hearts? I don't know. This will not be a win if it's Young Hearts. Candy Staton, Young Hearts Run Free? I have never heard of this person or this song. I mean, look, it's not Neil Young. I don't know who Khaled is. Is that DJ Khaled? Or is that a different person? It's not The Killers. If it's Young Hearts Run Free. I've heard this one so many times as my brother used to be a DJ back in the day. Well, that would help. 1976, so it is just a straight up disco track. Who is Candy Staton? I mean, I'm learning. Candy Staton. Candy Staton. Canzetta Maria Candy Staton, an American singer-songwriter, best known for 1970 remake of Stand By Your Man? Stand by your man. That's in Blues Brothers. They're forced to play it by a country bar. Yeah, Disco Chart Chopper, Young Hearts Run Free. Never heard of this. I just suddenly feel extra old. It's a disco song written by David Crawford and recorded by American soul singer Candy Staton. I have never heard of this woman. I mean, it doesn't seem like she was massively famous. It seems like a couple of hits and then nothing. Although, no, 4-time Grammy nominee. Billy Singer, You Got the Love? Oh, is that the... You've got the love. You've got the love. Sorry, I know I'm butchering these. In 1986 in collaboration with The Source. Sure, well, I've learned something. That's who Candy's dead. I only know the Florence and the Machine cover. Emma's really into Florence and the Machine. I think they're okay. I've never really gotten that deep into them. I think they're fine. I won't turn them off if they come on, but I've never like got one of their albums or anything. I think they're good. I love Florence and the Machine. Emma really likes them. And I remember listening to one of their albums because Emma had it on in the background, and I was like, I bet she's really into Björk, this Florence. And then I looked it up, and she said that Björk is one of her biggest influences. And I was like, that makes sense. She sounds a bit like Björk at times. Just the singing style. Oh, Björk's in The Northman. If you're into Björk, go watch The Northman. She's like a hot witch in it. Now, I don't think she was meant to be hot, but I just like Björk. Let's play Global. Ooh, hot witch. Well, she's just a cameo in it. She's barely in it. Okay, that's awesome. 1 second. Björk, this isn't spoilers. Björk, Northman. She was released in like the trailers. I aim for the title. Björk Northman. She's like a cool, like, blind witch in it. And I think she's cool. I just like Björk and things. I just want to see Björk and more stuff. She's like a cool, creepy witch person in a scene in like an old abandoned temple. It's cool. Time for the global prediction? I almost forgot, so thank you. Film, monster, me, hot monster. Let me go on to the full camera. I'll run a prediction. It'll be like a minute. Start prediction. Apparently this one is easy, so I'll go back to my standard, which is 8 guesses or less. Because I saw a couple of people got it in like 5 or 6, and I'm ignorant. So let's say 8 guesses or less. Start prediction. It's gone. The prediction's out there. You can predict if you like. Click map to play it. Now, if this... it's not going to sway you, but last time I played this, I got it in 1. So... clearly I'm great at this. I guess it's not gonna... I don't think it can repeat. I'm sure that's coded in, so it's not gonna be Turkey. It could be anywhere else in the Middle East, though. Let's go, let's go wacky. Let's say Iran. Let's say it's Iran. It's very close. So, what's next to Iran? We've got, like... Dreya gets global right by sheer luck 9 out of 10 times. So, what's around here? Pakistan is like right there. Iraq's around here somewhere. It could be down here. It could be like the UAE, because that's, 77 kilometers away, right? Across that little ocean. A little, like, rivery bit here. Just like this. 1 second. I have to keep refreshing the map because it sometimes crashes. Let's go UAE. Don't make me type it in. Oh, borders UAE. Now, that's the Strait of Hormuz. I've never heard of it. Now, what's next to UAE? I kind of don't know. This is a problem. I know this bit a little bit. There's like Jordan and Syria and Israel and Pakistan and Iraq somewhere around here, and then UAE and Iran. I don't know what's here in this little bit. I can't remember. Fuck. Like, what's right here? Is that Iraq? No. Where's Iraq? I think Iraq is like here, is it? I don't know. Oh no. Bit further up. Okay. Oof. Look. I'm ignorant, okay? I don't deny this. I'm very ignorant about pretty much everywhere. Unless it's Europe, really. I'm gonna be really bad. Kuwait? I don't know this area at all, I can't help. Like, I'm okay in this bit. I'm bad in this bit, but getting a bit better. I'm terrible in this bit. I'm okay in this bit and this bit. I'm only really good here, and then here, kind of 50-50. Like, there's a lot more countries than I always remember in South America. I'm always like, eh. The country's name is also an exclamation. What? Is it Kuwait? Because Kuwait could be like, wait. Or is it... Oh, I know a country. Is it Oman? Because this is a crossword clue from last night before I went to bed. And it was like, Middle Eastern country that, you know, starts with an O or something. And it was Oman. Or like, neighbor of an Iraqi or something like that. And it was like an Omani was the answer. It might be Oman. It's either Kuwait, Oman, Syria's up here somewhere, isn't it? Or like here. I can't remember where Syria is. I should know all these, really. Let's be honest. Where's Yemen? Oh, whatever. It might be Yemen. I can't remember where Yemen is. Is that down here? Is it you? Oh, it borders okay. Is that... How big is Oman? Does it border both of these? Okay, it's Oman. I was expecting it to be like this fucking huge chunk there. Okay, cool. That was maybe slightly easy. I don't know. I need to actually look at a map and study a map at some point. Like, look up a political map of the world and just look at the countries for even 10 minutes. It would help me a lot in this, I think. Anyway, full camera. I'll pay out, and then we will move on to, I guess, the game, like, right away. So, only 25 minutes in? Will I get an 8 guesses? Yes, I will. I can even close down. I've been better about doing this. I'll buy you a globe for Christmas. We have a globe upstairs. Emma brought it with her when she moved in. It's like a prized possession thing. She was one of those kids that got a globe for Christmas, and I have never looked at it. I've never so much as gone over and looked at it. Nobody even bet against you today. Well, you all have very high faith in me. That's really a good thing if you think about it. Anyway, let me close down Global and Hurdle, because I've been a little bit better about this. Like, closing down the, like, high-intensity websites, and then my computer doesn't slow down as much. Although, I haven't had that problem recently. Hello, Zara, welcome. I haven't had the problem recently of my computer slowing down since I cleaned it out, and it was like a toxic waste hazard. It was great. I cleaned it out, and, like, chunks of dust came out, like I was cleaning out a dryer's lint trap. And, you know, good. Now it works fine. Who knew? A lot of guinea pig fluff in that computer. That's the first time I've won a bet with you playing Global. Yes, hello, Zara. Considering your first guess was red. I have my grandparents' old globe where they marked every country they've been to, which was quite a few. They asked me if they should take They asked me if they should take the stickers off. Hell no. That does sound cool. I like people who do that. Some people have like a world map in their house and they put pins in it where they've been. I don't know why I'm doing this, like I'm acting it out, like putting a pin in something. You know what pins are, I'm sure. Anyway, that's like a nice idea. Anyway, let's load up the council. That's the game I'm playing. Council. All the volume and everything should be fine. Is my game region set up and everything? Yeah, it should be. You should see it in a bit. You should see it in a bit, hopefully. Assuming everything's alright. I'm always worried. I had a Windows update and an OBS update recently. So I'm shocked everything isn't broken, because usually it breaks at least my audio. And I have to fucking rebind everything in my fucking settings. It also lights up, so it doubles as a nice mood light. I think my girlfriend's does as well. You can get those scratch-off posters to say where you've been. British Tea Drinker has one. Again, kind of cool. I don't know. I don't really have much on my walls or in my... Hello, not Sambal, welcome. I don't really have much on my walls or much in my office in general. And what I do have, I want to get rid of. I am desperate to get the skip. It's quite expensive. So I'm like, oh, I really want to get a skip and just for like 4 hours on a weekend or something, just get rid of everything in my fucking house. Just like empty out every cupboard, everything that I don't use on a daily basis. My entire shed, parts of my garden. I just want to throw my entire life away in the skip. I love that sort of shit. I don't like having a lot of possessions. The possessions that I do have, I tolerate. I want one. Anyway, you should be seeing the game, but you're not, so that could be a problem. Hang on, I'm clicking. Now that I've clicked on the game screen, it might load up. There's a huge DBD update, 22 gigabytes, just so everyone knows. Oh, I know. I was playing Dead by Daylight off camera with Emmy and Craig and Rory last night and Rate, and in her Discord, and I had to wait about an hour before I could play. Because it was 23.8 gigabytes for me on the Epic Store. Fuck me, it was a long time. Anyway, so you'll start with that, and before you know it, you've been the whole house. I'd actually be alright with that. I am the opposite of my girlfriend. I'm the opposite of my... Oh, thank you for the cheer! That's incredibly kind of you, Devil Baby. Very, very nice of you. Thank you sincerely for the cheer. My game still crashed. Yes, it did. That's how it ended, wasn't it? Oh no, we ended up getting back in and doing one more round, didn't we? Yeah, I remember. My memory works. I'm not in a home yet. But yeah, I'm the opposite of my girlfriend, where she likes little knickknacks and, you know, little things on the walls and little posters and little, like, quotes on the walls and, you know, little decorations on the mantelpieces. I would like to live in a featureless glass cube. I'd love that. If I could live in a featureless, like, black glass cube with geometric shelves with nothing on them and just a computer and, like, a cot, that would be fucking amazing. I'd love it. I have one thing on the windowsill here, and it's the plant that I keep forgetting to water. And I have a couple of things on the walls. They're all just, like, sort of slightly abstract illustrations. That's about it. Rata is exactly the same. Dreya played as Huntress. He was really good and definitely feeling that killer. I just like throwing axes, basically. I liked the whole throwing an axe into people's back thing. It was funny. Anyway, let's go. Let's press click to enter the manor. Hello, Valor. Welcome as well. I don't know. I'm really enjoying Dead by Daylight. I've only played it like 4 times at this point, but I jump in for like an hour if like friends are playing, basically, because I'm never gonna fucking set it up myself. Although I might for a community night at some point next weekend. But I'll jump in for like an hour and a half or something, play a few rounds, and then dip out, and it's always fun. Anytime I say that, people who play a lot of Dead by Daylight go, oh, just wait. Or as soon as you seem to actually get deep into Dead by Daylight, you hate it. It has a horrendous cheating problem. I've never played outside of a custom game. Like, I've only played it with friends on the Discord. So I've always been like, it's always fine, because, like, why would they cheat? So it's great. It has no anti-cheat to speak of. I've never encountered it, because, again, I don't think I ever will play a public lobby. It's a bit like Rust, where I don't really have an interest in playing Rust on a public server. I only have an interest in playing it with people who I vaguely know and have been vetted. Anyway, play. We had just discovered we're a demon. If you missed this. We just discovered that we're a demon. No, we're the son of a demon. Our mum was a demon, so we're a full demon. We're the son of Lord Mortimer, who is also a demon, and we can read people's minds. And our mum stole us. That is apparently the plot of this game. Now, I don't really know what to think about that, to be honest. I think it's cool. He could still be lying, but he has given us the ability to read people's minds. Not even new characters. The Myers map is back, and it's awesome. Kill me, Senpai. I can't wait to go on a killing spree later. I liked playing the Huntress in DBD, just because there's just something nice about a large woman picking you up and then throwing axes at people. Let's play. We're in the Great Hall of Zeus, and we need to join our mother at the wharf. Oh yeah, we also got our hand cut off. Now, Papa, where were you? Papa? I think he might be gone. I should have probably asked him if having demon blood gives us the ability to maybe regrow limbs like a crab, because we did lose a hand. You know how crabs will sometimes or geckos. I don't know if geckos can, but they drop off their tail to like ward off predators. Not really ward them off, but distract them. Like if a gecko is being chased by a cat or something, it'll drop its tail, and the cat will just eat the tail, and the gecko runs off and survives. It's a one-use thing. But you know, I think crabs do that, but they can regrow their limbs. They'll just rip off their arms and throw them at things. I think octopuses as well. I don't know if they can regrow though, but they have enough hands. Join your mother at the wharf. I'm assuming this is the way to the wharf. Hang on. I keep forgetting we have a map. Can I like go up? No, that did not work at all. I pressed the wrong button. M down. Garden, exterior, underground, pier. I'm sure she's down here. Sure, whatever. He said you need to go to the docks quickly to meet your mum.
You shot her in cold blood.
Ooh.
What is that?
Oh, I need to block that bot again. There's a new bot.
Personal interests. I should.
One of the mods is there. Could you ban that person,
I'm talking
please?
about my sister's life. She was my other half.
Calm down, Emily. Calm down.
Louis, don't come near me.
Thank you.
I warned you what would happen if I found her.
What's the cooldown time on jettisoning one's tail? When can it be used again? I think it's a one-use thing on geckos. I think they can just survive one thing and drop their tail. Actually, gerbils can do it too, and I think it's a one-time thing as well. Because gerbil, I think one of my brother's gerbils dropped its tail. And was like, don't need this anymore. So yeah. Okay, we know that this is the evil one, because previously, if you're just joining us, Boob Woman here, not Maggie Smith, the other woman with the choker, Boob Woman, she had an evil twin, but we accidentally killed the good twin instead of the evil twin. I misclicked. So, we know this is the evil twin, so I don't care if she dies, basically. Although my mum's pretty scummy as well. I warned you I would have to find her. She may as well kill the bitch. It doesn't matter now. I didn't read that until just then. She looks like Professor McGonagall. Yeah, I keep calling her Maggie Smith. Maggie Smith was Professor McGonagall, wasn't she? I think. I don't really remember Harry Potter. The movies are not great, in my opinion. Yes. Like... I think Maggie's... I mean, every British actor was in them, right? I remember this one. Like, Maggie Smith was Professor McGonagall. I keep saying McGonagall. Sure, that's her name now. There was... who played Trelawney? Because I remember I had kind of a crush on her. It was a weird blonde girl, and Professor Trelawney. Those were the two I were into. She may as well kill the bitch. It doesn't matter now. Fuck it, we're going full demon. Emma Thompson, that's it. Yes, okay. That makes sense. Fucking love you. She may as well kill the bitch. It doesn't matter now.
You can go ahead and kill her. I don't care anymore.
Louis, please. Don't think you can play me for a fool.
Was there a Dumbledore before Dumbledore? There was. It was Richard Harris or something, and then it was Michael Gambon.
Go right ahead and shoot her. You be doing me a favor.
Louis, no.
I know that a lot of people prefer Richard Harris. Oh, Jesus! Okay! I didn't think she'd actually do it. I thought we were just being a bastard. Probably should have talked to her first, right? Oh, Boob Woman. What have we done?
You've always lied to me.
Oh, God! Right, well, fair enough. I found out about my demon nature, at least. Kenneth Branagh cheated on Emma Thompson. He's a dick, even though I'm very attracted to Professor Lockhart. I've never gotten that. Even when I was watching the movie, I was like, I don't get the Professor Lockhart thing. Success, I floored Napoleon Bonaparte. Yeah, I punched him in the face in a garden. I like Belfast by Kenneth Branagh. I don't think I've ever seen anything else that's good with him in it. No, I really liked him in a movie. I don't even know if this was a cinematic movie. It might have been a TV movie. But there's a movie called Conspiracy where he plays a Nazi, and he's extremely good in that. That's about it. I like Belfast, that, and I haven't seen any of his Shakespeare stuff, but his Poirot stuff looks trash. I've seen that fucking Frankenstein movie with Robert De Niro that he was in and he made, and that's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. My God, it's terrible. It's all about Sirius Black, Gary Oldman. Yes, really, Gary Oldman? I get Emma Thompson and whoever played Weird Blonde Girl. Who was Weird Blonde Girl? Weird Pale Blonde Girl. Luna Lovegood, that's her name. Luna Lovegood, Weird Pale Blonde Girl. Lucius Malfoy is obviously the hottest. I don't know. Not into that either, I think. Gary Oldman is daddy, Jesus. Xenophilus Lovegood, a close second. Xenophilus? Hermione, though? Hermione's the normie choice, though, right? Big Mo's older brother. I don't know who Big Mo is. I know it's in a soap. Like, I know that was always one of those things that was like, you know, you could, anytime Gary Oldman came up, somebody would bring up that, like, oh, you know that soap actor, that's her brother. White hair is so cool, and Malfoy managed to still fuck it up. Who is Xenophilus? Hang on. Just very quickly. Xenophilus Lovegood? I'm not a Harry Potter head. Nah, not into that either. Who played this person? The editor of The Quibbler. Xenophilus or Zeno Lovegood was a wizard who worked as the editor of The Quibbler magazine. Jesus. The Hogwarts daddy in fandom is heating up. Who played this person? He looks familiar. I don't know. It's not saying here. Magical characteristics. There's a whole fucking Harry Potter .fandom page on this person, and it's giving his fictional stuff instead of his actual, like, actor. His house was Ravenclaw. I hate this. Sorry, I just really don't like this. I've never liked Harry Potter, really. I know that gets me in trouble with millennials, but man, I've never really been into it. Apparently the new ones suck. She's the normie choice because she's by far the prettiest. To be honest, Ginny is better. I don't know. I was never into Ginny either. It was basically just Luna Lovegood of the students. And then some of the teachers. It's Rhys Ifans, says Google. I'm sure I've seen him in other things. Slytherin, obviously. I think my girlfriend made me do a Pottermore test back before we knew what we knew about J.K. Rowling. But I remember I did Pottermore, and I think I was given Gryffindor, which is the boring one, and I think my Patronus was some sort of undead horse. I can't remember what it's called. I have so much Slytherin merch, I'm a loser. Ethan's an obvious Welsh boy. Reese as well. Mine's a Rottweiler. 1 second. What is the dead horse called? A Thestral. That's what it's called. Thestral. And my Emma was like, "Oh, that's so cool," and I was like, "Can I leave now?" Oh, here we go. A Thestral being looked at by Luna Lovegood. There we go. That's what it is. Some sort of weird undead zombie horse thing. Sure. Mine's a fox. Even though J.K. Rowling is not great, HP is really good. I just don't really like the kids acting, but we all know we watch it for the adult actors. Yeah, they're not. I remember the third one's pretty good. The one directed by Alfonso Cuarón, but that's because it's directed by Alfonso Cuarón, not because I like Harry Potter. Fox Instant Furry. I've played a horse dating sim on the channel recently. Does this speak to my soul? But like, you know, what was I saying? I can't remember. Mine's a ferret. Oh, I love ferrets are cooler. Ferrets are cooler than whatever this is. made my parents do the Pottermore quiz years ago. Oh, sorry, but oh, my mum got Slytherin too and was mortified. My parents aren't really into it either. My dad read me the first couple of books, and I read them all out of inertia because I went, I've already read like the first 3 or 4, so I may as well read them now. I think by the end I was kind of sick of them, and I don't think I've ever seen the final movie. I don't think I've ever seen whatever the, like, Part 2, Deathly Hallows 2, or whatever it's called. I don't know if I've ever actually watched it. But the third one's pretty good. Third movie's fun. And their acting got noticeably better. That's what I was going to say. I remember on TV, I caught, like, the second half of Chamber of Secrets, and I hadn't watched it since I was very, very small. Their acting is so unbelievably bad in that movie that I was like, Jesus Christ, how did this get made into a full series? It like embarrassingly bad. By the third movie, they were a lot better. I was so desperate to read anything as a kid. Those long ass books were a blessing. Yeah, I kind of just read whatever. I read a lot of. I mean, I can't really talk. Look, probably my most read book when I was that age, when I was like 8, 9, 10, was a book called Dragonlance. Dragonlance is very bad. Like, really, genuinely terrible. It is really poorly written. It's very bad. It's generic Dungeons and Dragons fantasy trash. There's like an angry dwarf and a noble ranger. It's total schlock. But I read the shit out of this and read it about 4 times in a row. It's like 1,500 pages worth of fantasy nonsense. So I can't really judge. I owned a copy of the Driss Prequel trilogy. I still do. I own a copy of the, what was it even called? Like Sojourn, Homebound, Exile. Those 3. I fucking loved those books. I read them many times as well. Rick Riordan is better anyway. I've never read any of those. I've never read any. That's like Percy Jackson, right? I read a lot of Owen Colfer. I read a lot of Owen Colfer, like Artemis Fowl. I quite liked Artemis Fowl when I was very young. Mine had no cover because it was taken off the press because my dad was in manufacturing. I really, really like the Drist books. I mean, I stopped reading after book 20, and that's not even a joke. There's about 20 or 30 books in that series. I stopped reading after book probably 18, if I were to go through it, because at that point it was getting ridiculous, and I was like, why aren't these characters dead? Reminds me of the Del Toro Quest series. I've never even heard of that. Also, welcome, Hayes. My friend's cats are called Drist and Caliph. I grew up wanting to be Bellatrix Lestrange. Oh, that's the other character I found really hot. That's, what's her name? Tim Burton woman. Helena Bonham Carter. And I remember when we were watching, my girlfriend made me watch some of the Harry Potter movies recently, and she came up and I went, ooh, she's like crazy sexy. And she looked at me and went, oh, for fuck's sake, really? Anyway, I've forgotten I was playing a game. Hang on, let's get back to the game. The books were honestly kind of good for a terrible Mary Sue plot. Yeah. That actress is such an amazing woman. I like Helena Bonham Carter. I can't really think of many things I've seen her in, but I've liked her in everything I've seen her in, I think. Well, no, I have seen that Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland movie, and nobody's good in that. That's Alan Rickman's final movie role, that Alice in Wonderland movie, and it is genuinely depressing to think about that, because it's so bad. Oof. Alice in Wonderland might be my favourite children's book, like a classic children's book. I think Alice in Wonderland is wonderful. I love it. There's something like kind of weird and creepy and deadpan funny about it. It reminds me of listening to They Might Be Giants, but in book form and old. You know, it's really, really good. I love that book. I don't know if there's ever been an adaptation of it that I like. I don't like the Disney one. I don't like the later Disney ones with Tim Burton. I'd find them really irritating. It's my favourite children's book. Yeah, I think it's amazing. I love it. Alan Rickman in Sense and Sensibility, though, right? I don't think I've seen this. Alan Rickman, Sense and Sensibility. Okay, I get that. It's good, but Lewis Carroll is a proven paedophile. Yeah. I know. He did take pictures of the very young Alice. I know. It's weird. It's a bit like, it's a bit like watching a Roman Polanski movie, where you're like, you watch it and you're like, oh, I really fucking hate this guy. But then about halfway through, you're like, damn it, this movie's amazing. Same kind of vibe. Or reading a J.K. Rowling book, I guess. Haircut checks out. I watched the Burton Charlie and the Chocolate film, hated it, and so never watched Alice in Wonderland. You did? Good choice, honestly. I'd say that's probably worse. Oh no, they're probably even, right? Because that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie is also one of the worst things I've ever seen. I fucking hated it. It's so bad. Because it's one of those things, like, they're making a new Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Timothée Chalamet. Everyone's beloved new twink. Like, everybody loves him now, but he's playing Willy Wonka, and it's directed by the guy who did The Mighty Boosh and the Paddington movies. So, it has some pedigree to it, but I'm like, the 70s one is so perfect. Like, it's so perfect. Like, the 70s one is like Gene Wilder. It's probably Gene Wilder's best performance. I fucking love it. I watch that every year, probably, the 70s one. It's so good, and it holds up really well. Well, mostly. But, it's great. Is the Tim Burton one isn't the Burton one the one that's terrified of showing POC on screen? I don't know. Probably. It is Tim Burton. Gene Wilder's just so funny. I watched that at least 2 times a week for a year. Bill Skarsgård, I'm just saying. Who is Bill Skarsgård? I don't know. I can't keep all the Skarsgårds in my head. Because I was like, who was the guy in The Northman to Emma after we watched The Northman? And she said, oh, it's one of the Skarsgårds. And I was like, oh, okay, it's one of them again. I think it's Alex Skarsgård playing the most ripped man in the world. Mads Mikkelsen. Bill Skarsgård, I'm just saying. Have you seen See No Evil, Hear No Evil? Is that the one with Richard Pryor where one's deaf and one's blind? I haven't. Oh yes, Gene Wilder's deaf and Richard Pryor's blind, and they solve a crime. I've heard it's alright. I've never seen it. Actor families, I know. Like, it's one of those dynasties. My girlfriend keeps telling me it's hilarious. That's him in The Northman. 1 second. The Northman. Because it's one of them. The Northman has Robert Eggers, obviously. It's going to be him in it. Alexander Skarsgård is the Skarsgård in The Northman. Yeah, I knew it was one of the Skarsgårds. He's 45 in that movie. Sorry, it's just, if you see the movie, he is the most ripped a human being has ever been. He's 45? Fuck. That's my excuse. I thought it was Bill. Bill's better. He's Pennywise. He was in True Blood? He was in Zoolander? Oh, wait, was he one of the people who died in the petrol fight in Zoolander? Oh, fuck, that's blown my mind. I recognize him now. I think he's one of the people who dies in that petrol fire in Zoolander. One of those models that he lives with. God, I love Zoolander. Zoolander is so fucking good. I've heard Zoolander 2 is one of the worst things ever produced, but my God, I love Zoolander. 1 second. Cast. Alexander Skarsgård is Mikas. I'm pretty sure that's the guy. Fine, let's go. Let's go back to the game. I promise I'll play some of the game this stream. Jesus. Oh. I've never seen 8 either. You know, the Bill Skarsgård one. I've never seen the Tim Curry one either. I've never seen a single thing, and I've never read the book. I don't really know what happens other than Spooky Clown. How to make a tower roof in Minecraft. I've never really known. I think what I do is just make a sort of concentric circles. Like, make a sort of ledge that goes out and maybe a little bit down. Like a circle around the tower. Look up a circle chart in Minecraft. They exist and they're useful. I have one saved on my hard drive. And then I just sort of like keep going up and up and up and maybe make it slightly crooked at the top. So it's like a sort of peaked circular roof. That's what I usually do. Anyway, what points do I want to put in? I guess I should put something into fucking etiquette. My etiquette is terrible. I'm a rude little demon. My tower is square. You could probably, I think you can get them, you can get a circular roof to fit a square one, because they're, you know, it's Minecraft, everything's based on blocks. So you just have to make like a cross section and then map the circle out like that. Could work, I don't know. I don't really know how to... What I usually do when it's a square tower is basically make it look like whatever the top of that tower in Isengard is called. You know, Sauerman's tower. I basically make it look like that with like the prongs up at the top and make that like a little area that you can go up to. I usually basically give up and do that. Let's go conviction. Convince people with a sheer force of your will. We're a demon. That's probably going to be useful. And then maybe etiquette? We'll put a point into etiquette? Sure. And then I don't think we found any books. So, yeah, we still haven't found that one or any more books. I should probably look around for them. Achievement unlocked. New blood. Well, we've killed our mum now, so that counts. Am I going to be upset about my mum dying? Or are we okay with it?
I spent my whole life swimming in lies. Emily, what a waste. I feel like I know nothing. That I have to learn everything all over again.
Well, you have a new papa.
I age more slowly. I can mentally manipulate people.
Have you not noticed that?
Or a curse.
Well, how isn't he noticed up until now? Like, is he actually like 70? And it's just never been brought up. Because the mum does look quite old. I mean, I would say we're in like our late 20s, early 30s. Let's say 30. Like, the mum... I mean, obviously it's good. Look, let's be honest. Yes, it's good. I'd love that. Like, if I could live forever, I'd absolutely fucking take it. I would love immortality. Not in an inject myself with teenager blood way, a la like Peter Thiel and the Silicon Valley people. But, you know, if somebody offered me, like... If somebody came up to me and went, oh, it turns out you're actually a demon, you're going to stop aging in a couple of years, I'd be like, oh, that's pretty sweet. Cool, thank you. If it's always been the same for him, that's normal for him, and possibly has passed his childhood normally and is just forever a young adult, so who knows? I guess so. It's like, what's that joke that was made about the Amazons in the Wonder Woman movies? That they stop aging the moment they reach peak sexual attractiveness. So, you know, it's like, they're all different ages, but then they're immortal. So it's like, whatever age you are the hottest. So it's like, okay, you'd be hotter as like a 25-year-old. You'd be hotter as some sort of MILF. So, and then they stop. Yeah, it's like all vampires ever, exactly. Immortality is the most terrifying curse anyone can wish for. I just think it would be sweet. I'd like to be. I wanted only lovers left alive myself and just live life forever, just lounging around playing guitar. That was so fucking good. I don't know if that was the point of Only Lovers Left Alive, but that's what I took from it. Dang, you took my Amazon MILF bit. I've forgotten her name. She was young in Interview with the Vampire. Oh yeah, that's true. Like, occasionally they'll play with that. And they'll, I think it was Christina Ricci was in that. But, they'll occasionally play with that and have like a baby vampire who's just really like pissed off about it. Like in Skyrim, there's one of the Dark Brotherhood is a baby vampire who like preys on child molesters from what I remember. It's slightly dark. It was the Spider-Man woman? Oh, it was like Kirsten Dunst? Was she in Spider-Man? Was she in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man? Yeah, she's cool. Is that her? I think Christina Ricci, I'm thinking of the woman from Sleepy Hollow, another not great movie. I've never seen Interview with the Vampire, it might be great. I've heard it's actually quite good. I hated the book. I'm not really an Anne Rice guy. I find Anne Rice kind of annoying. Anne Rice wrote a lot of trashy erotica before she, like low rent, like badly written erotica before becoming a novelist, and I think you can tell. It reads like that. Christina Ricci's great. I don't know if I've ever seen Christina Ricci in anything but Sleepy Hollow. Apparently she's really good in a show called Yellow Jackets that's like out now. Might have been one of her first big roles, young Kirsten Dunst. What else has she been in? Kirsten Dunst, I only know her from... Oh, she's in the Addams Family as Wednesday Addams, isn't she? Okay, I like her in that. She's good in that. I like the Addams Family in general. Like those two movies. They're cool. I mean, look, what I'm about to say is the least obvious thing, is the most obvious thing in the world, but when I was very young, Wednesday Addams and Morticia Addams were like a big moment for me. So, you know. Is anyone surprised? Anyway, it's good. Obviously, we want to be cursed.
This is an advantage. I could get used to this.
She's so feminist, too.
Damn it. What a mess. Come on. Man up, Louis.
Oh, Louis. Don't use that language.
Demon or not, I'm still in charge of my actions. And this father...
Because you have eyes, of course they were.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. Morticia is our queen. Angelica Houston in general. I would probably, like, if she asked me to, like, kill my family, I probably would.
Together, man. I need to fight some
Even now,
monsters.
she's like 75.
There's no way of being alone for a minute.
I saw her in John Wick recently, and I was like, Angelica Houston is fit as fuck. I think she lives near me. She lives in Cork somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, is this a book I can take? Because I've forgotten all the books.
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Go and answer the door. I forgot how ridiculously lavish my room is. We make no secrets that we like the goth vibe in this. Then there's Elvira, who I also love. I saw Elvira's doing a new show on Netflix. And I saw the ad for it. She is like 70-something. How the fuck does she look like that? Like, not to be... Again, I'm not, you know, you can look however you like, whatever age you are. How does Elvira look like that when she is as old as she is? It blew my mind. Open the door. Oh, I didn't know. Apparently it's alright. It's just her talking about movies. Like, you know, she does.
Good day,
Handsome marble boy.
I think it would be good to
Oh,
talk.
it's him.
How are you feeling?
He's also a demon.
I understand.
We shouldn't read his mind. Apparently they get pissy about it.
You at last about our nature and our family. It's a good thing.
Need to watch that then, I love her.
But you must be a bit shaken.
I don't think I've ever actually seen her or anything, aside from like guest starring and things.
I bid you welcome among us.
I think she might have been a little bit before my time when she was like
You
huge.
probably didn't go into any detail about our family, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate.
Like what was the Simpsons parody on her? I think it was like Booberella, right? How long have you been in existence? Yeah, just how old are you in particular?
How long has our family...
Oh,
been
our
in
family,
existence?
okay. We are
We've been here since
aristocrats.
the very
Oh,
beginning.
What do you
conviction.
mean, exactly?
Are you trying to get information from me?
No, not at all.
You
I was
asked
just
me to
wondering
ask
why
you.
that particular question seemed to disturb you.
Let us not insist then.
The Elvira movie is so campy, and I'm planning to bring it to a movie night at one point. Oh yeah, I must do that at some point. I need to do like, maybe like, I don't know, maybe next weekend. Maybe I'll do like a movie night. Apparently I can stream movies to Discord, or people can stream movies to Discord. So we could all just like chill out and like riff on a dumb movie. I think that might be fun. I think the baby vampire in Skyrim is called Babella. I think it's Babette, isn't it? Or is that the interview with the vampire one? I know we've moved on like 10 minutes ago. I won't be there next weekend. Well, it might be the weekend after. I don't know. I'll see. I might play Dead by Daylight next weekend, and then the weekend after I might do the movie night. I haven't really decided. Unless it's very late, I might be able to watch my phone then. It is Babette, okay. I'm sure it's a reference, right? Although baby vampires, they're a thing in media. How many are there in the family? Like, how many demons are we talking about? In case we turn and we want to, like, become, like, Blade? Like, you know, like, we could become Blade. He's a half vampire who hunts other vampires. Or, like, is that where the Underworld movies went at some point? They're very bad movies, so I don't think I've watched all of them. But, you know, a vampire that hunts vampires? Am I in the Discord? I don't think I am. If you type !links or !discord and probably about 4 other extraneous commands, there's like links to Discord. Feel free to join. How many of us are there?
How many of us are
But
there?
tight leather. That's why I think
Brothers and
my
sisters.
dad insisted we watch them, because he was like, yes, but look, Kate Beckinsale, I think, is in it, in tight leather. Not really a Kate Beckinsale guy, and I think the movie tries too hard. I don't actually like Underworld, but I like the bit. I've never been into Underworld. I don't know, just not really into it. Not really into werewolves either. Why brothers and sisters? Oh, is he immune to this though? Logic level 1. What was he immune to again? Fuck, I've already forgotten. Hang on. We have plenty of fluids. Displays immunities. He's not immune. He's immune to conviction. I've just remembered, so that was wasted.
What do you mean by brothers and sisters?
Hello, pedant. Welcome.
We can change bodies.
You reason with logic. We have retained the human habit. When we first come into this world, we retain a certain attachment to our first envelope. If we are born as a man, we are brothers. If we are born as a woman, we are sisters. But I must admit, it has absolutely no...
I was about to say, they better not be turfs.
They're just bodies.
Okay, it doesn't sound like it. Could you go into something that's not a human? Like, if you're kind of a parasitic demon and you choose your host body or whatever, can you just choose, like, a dog or a snake or something? This guy needs some moisturizer. I think it's all the lead paint in his makeup. Is this a ghoul? I mean, technically, he is a demon, so it kind of works. Are there any other families of demons?
Well, tell me then. Are there any other families like ours?
There are officially 7, but we're the oldest and therefore the most powerful.
Oh, that's good. I lucked out. Turns out I'm like a cool, powerful demon, not just some schlub. What's the matter, smooth skin? Oh, the Fallout show is still coming out. I remember reading about that recently. Sorry, that just reminded me that there's a Fallout TV show coming out. Look, there's very little chance it's good, but, you know, it is happening. Why does Mortimer rebel? Yeah, it's a real thing. They're making it. They were casting people as ghouls. There was like a casting call leaked that was like, oh, this person has been cast as ghoul number 3 and shit like that. They are making one. I think it might be Amazon. Is it Amazon? Hang on. It's gonna bother me. Fallout TV show. Amazon, yes. Amazon's Fallout TV series. Everything we currently know. It's a live-action TV series co-produced by Amazon and someone else I don't care about. Also, there is a 2006 docudrama on RTE called Fallout, which is, you know, it is recommending to me because I'm Irish. Well, I don't care about that. Do they peel their skin off? Maybe. I don't know when it's set. Ella Purnell has been cast in a lead role. I don't know who that is. Release date speculation. Look, it's all sort of clickbaity articles. I don't think we know much about it, really. If it's anything like the Fallout games, it'll be buggy as fuck when it comes out. Yeah, wait for them to, like, patch it like they did with Game of Thrones when there was all those coffee cups. Where do I sign up? I'd barely even need makeup. If I don't moisturize once a day with the moisturizer I use, I look like I have been caught in radioactivity. Like, I genuinely look a bit like a ghoul. My face, especially here, like the upper cheeks, where they're a bit appley, and my nose, and a little bit along here, just gets, my skin starts to peel off, and I look like I'm dying. It's not a pleasant thing to look at. Why does Mortimer rebel, by the way?
What's Lord Mortimer's problem?
Face just falls straight
allows
off.
himself to be devoured by a need for recognition.
Has he always been like that?
More or less, but thinking about it, I believe that the birth of our latest sibling greatly accentuated his discomfort.
What? Is that me? Is he jealous? The question is, what moisturizer to use? Oh, I can't even fucking remember. It's some sort of oat-based moisturizer. Averna, or whatever it's called. It starts with an A, I'm pretty sure. It works alright, it's fine. I looked like a ghoul yesterday for sure. What's it called? I think it's called like Averna, Avena, one of those names. And it's like a beige, like Aveeno. That's it. Thank you. Aveeno is what it's called, and it's like oat based, and it's nice. It smells like porridge when you first put it on. Is he jealous of me?
Do you think he's jealous?
I didn't realize you were so good at behavioral analysis.
Was that sarcastic?
William certainly is prone to jealousy. Finding one's place, notably in the eyes of our father, is not easy. And we each do what we can to succeed. But I can't justify this perpetual rebellion against our rules.
He seems fairly reasonable, this guy. I know he looks like a nightmare, but he seems more reasonable than Mortimer. Mortimer seems a bit, you know, cartoonishly evil, basically. Although this guy might be a bit, you know, slimier. I mean, look at him. Is there a family head? Is there, like, a big boss demon? Are we related to Satan?
Is there a head of the family?
You'll see. You'll meet them all, of course, when you are ready. They created us and set out the rules, especially our father. As for our
Satan?
mother, she retired from the political stage. We don't see her much anymore. I think that all these questions simply bore her.
I see.
He's not as grandstanding as
There
Mortimer.
is so much
Yeah,
to
exactly.
learn.
He's actually
Yes,
having a
it's true.
conversation with us instead of
You've got
doing
some
the
catching
evil
up
head
to do, my
turns
boy.
constantly, like
One thing you
Palpatine.
must understand regarding any disagreements that might arise between William and myself is his position with regard to mankind.
What do you mean?
He wants to wipe them all out.
Centuries we've been trying to help. And
He's
therefore
basically
preserve
Demon
humanity.
Hitler. Now, I know you don't know who that is
Simple
yet, but,
and
you know,
practical.
you'll live through
They
it.
enable us to inspire humanity efficiently, and I can't understand why William wants to replace them with democracy.
Now, I do fucking despise monarchs. Just personally. So, And I have played Louis consistently as, like, hating imperialists. It's really pissed off a couple of people in this game. And I've been, like, anti-slavery, and he's been a real prick to people. Who are bad, obviously. As an anarchist. Yes, I've basically played him as an anarchist. Ew, democracy. Ew. We should all live in communes, man. I'm an anarcho-communist, but in the 1700s. Now that he's a demon, he should definitely be pro-aristocracy. Again, though, do I want to play him as, like, a Blade figure, where he's, like, a demon fighting against demons? Or just, you know, he starts wearing, like, cool leather jackets with no shirts, and just, like, goes around on, like, a steampunk motorbike being, like, a cool anarchy demon. Now, do these obviously better than others? Monarchies are simple and practical. They enable us to inspire humanity efficiently, and I can't understand why William wants to replace them with democracy. I mean, it does make sense if you're trying to control people to have a monarchy, right? It kind of works. But as sort of technology gets better and people, you know, I'm thinking way too fucking hard about this. As technology gets better and mass media becomes a thing, people will be able to share ideas more efficiently. And the idea of, you know, overthrowing a monarchy will inevitably come to pass anyway. And so maybe getting ahead of it is good. And then you can sort of, from the beginning, install democracies to, you know, get people influenced right from the start, so you can make the foundation bad and represent the demons instead of the humans, instead of having to deal with some sort of revolt later. He's right. Sure.
But if your intention is not to dominate the human race, why not let them be master of their own destinies?
I perfectly understand this type of reaction from you, less from William. The main thing you're lacking is time. Man is transient.
That's
and
true.
One of his particularities is that he does
He is
not
right on every
learn
level
from the
except
errors
moral.
of his peers.
On every level
He
except the
uses up an
physical. I am a wolf.
incredible amount of energy building and destroying whatever he himself has put into place. If we weren't here to help them, guide them, I sincerely believe that humanity would have become extinct by now.
If
We
I'm
have
honest,
a
I'm surprised we
terrible-
aren't.
When we plan ahead, we do it
Surprised
for
the
the
nuclear
long
thing
term.
didn't take us all out. I do understand, but I don't really agree. You know, let them do what they want. Who gives a... Do we really need them? I mean, we'll outlive them all anyway. Why do we care? Isn't it just kind of playing games? Yes, yeah, that's true. I'm sure we'll do it eventually. Like, what's that paradox? Is it the Fermi paradox? Where it's like, you know, why don't we see spacefaring communities? And it's because they all wipe each other out, is kind of the theory. And, or they all wipe themselves out. And that's, you know, maybe why we won't reach space. You need hosts and entertainment. Is it a bit like how the Victorians in Britain would just sort of, like, abduct animals and make them fight each other in pits? Because it was just like, we're so extravagant and so fucking rich that we just want to do anything to just get drunk to. Gin and bear fights. That's what we'll do. It's more like despotism, I guess. But you need a young go-getter to shake up this family. I'm gonna disrupt the demon industry. Think of me as a Silicon Valley idiot.
Yes, I understand, but that's more like tyranny, isn't it?
Well, it's all a question of your...
I like how level-headed this guy is. He's not getting angry. He's just like, yeah, we're just having a conversation. I like him.
Have that impression, if ever he found out. But don't forget your true nature. From the demon's point of view, in other words, ours, letting man do as he thinks fit would...
From my point of view, you're evil.
...race to his own demise.
But what about man's freedom to choose?
That is man's worst enemy, Louis. Imagine a creature that dies without reaching the age of adulthood. It remains a child.
All farm animals.
Otherwise, he will put himself in danger. It has taken centuries for our family to establish relative peace between...
I kind of see where he's coming from, I guess.
Policy, we have been able to...
Lou is coming back to the conversation, like, consider gin and bear
families to
fights.
subordinate roles. And now William is obsessed with disrupting everything.
Peace between demons?
Sorry, I got a text and it frightened
What do you
me.
mean?
I'm not talking about conflicts within our family. If that was all there was, everything would be fine. But several other families, younger but nonetheless powerful,
Demon
are
war?
trying to upset the balance.
Ooh, I'd like a
At present,
demon war.
we
Can we
dominate most of
sprout
the major
wings?
countries around the globe. But some families are pushing via
Can I
less
get cool
influential
horns?
countries to gain ground. Do you understand?
As best I can, yes.
When the time comes, you must take up a position on the political chessboard. I only hope your father doesn't take you down with him.
Sorry, I was responding to a text. I was barely listening. It was like a slightly urgent text. Speaking of liquor, your character is the poster child for absinthe. I've never had absinthe. I kind of want to try it. I've never been drunk before, so I feel like absinthe might not be the best first one to try. But, you know, I think absinthe looks funny. Anytime anybody tries absinthe, it always seems to, like, fuck them up. So I think it would be funny. I don't like absinthe. My girlfriend loves it. It is the sort of, like, stereotypical Victorian writer one, right? You'd hate it. I haven't eaten it. It tastes like licorice. Ugh, never mind then. I haven't had it either, but it's pretty. Oh yeah, you don't like licorice. I have had alcohol before, obviously. I'm Irish. But it was like whiskey. I had whiskey, and I thought whiskey was nice. I didn't get drunk off of it, but I liked whiskey. I thought it tasted okay. I had stout, which I didn't really think much of. I liked... Oh, I had vodka. That was disgusting. You know, I've had a few things. My dad and mum are both extremely into gin, and so occasionally I'm forced to sip gin, because they're like, oh, look at this new gin I got, or this new cocktail I've made with gin, and I'm like, oh. If you have it in a dark room and do the whole light the sugar on fire thing, it's beautiful, so I'm glad my girlfriend likes it. I don't even know what that is. I love star anise, very aniseed licorice flavour. Ugh. Ugh. I just don't get licorice. I have a sneaking suspicion. It's a bit like what I said about beer like 6 months ago, and people got quite mad at me for saying it. But it's a bit like, I kind of feel the same way about licorice, is that everybody is just kind of pretending and is lying to themselves that they like it. If you like licorice, I don't think you actually do. You just sort of like the image it gives you. And, you know... That's what it is. You will all be welcome to the Netherlands. Beer is terrible, speak your truth. I think all beer, and I'm not saying like stout tastes the same as like IPA or lager or whatever. I'm saying that all lager tastes the same as all other lager. I'm saying that all stout tastes exactly the same as all stout. I'm saying that all IPAs taste exactly the same as all IPAs. I'm saying there's no difference between them, right? All wine basically just tastes of wine, if we're honest. I mean, white wine tastes different from red wine, but that's it. I don't like beer much. I hate licorice, but I really do love lager. I'm not proud of it. Agree, it's a better drink if you do the sugar thing. Nicking it straight is a one-way ticket to hell. The first time I had beer, I was shocked at how close to water it felt in my mouth. I have never really... Your underdeveloped palate is showing? I know. licorice appreciation as a status symbol. I think it is. I think it's because it's not really liked outside of Europe, licorice, I would say, in general. And it's really just like Western and Central Europe that likes licorice, I think, stereotypically. And I think it's just like a status thing of like, oh, these stupid British Isles people, these stupid Americans, they don't get licorice. Meanwhile, we like things that are nice. My aristocratic bones tell me to eat licorice. I think it's true. Not me eating straight licorice cubes right now. Ugh. I only knew the sugar thing from a lovely German concoction called Fürsangenbovi. Bovel. Fürsangenbovel. 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 Where you light half a kilo of sugar. Half a kilo, fuck me, over the alcohol, and it's fucking beautiful. My parents used to have it with friends. One time the table started burning. No, it's absolutely disgusting. One of my granddads love it. Oh no, please stop. Damn, sorry. Oh no, what is this? What has just been posted? Well, it's not a clickable link. Link worked as intended, I'm sure. This feels a bit like when I'm in Rust and somebody like types remove wrong in the chat and everybody goes, hey, at them for about 2 minutes. Or like when somebody drops a glass in a bar. Anyway, let's play the game. Am I in danger? Is this an invitation to follow you? It probably is, right?
Are you offering me an alliance?
Louis, I do not believe that just because your father is mistaken, all is lost for you. You owe William nothing. So there's nothing obliging you to
William, it was
now go and see your father,
really nothing.
and then think it over very carefully.
Worst
That's
Morrissey
exactly
impression
what I
in the
intend
world
to do.
there.
Thank you, Uncle.
Don't mention it. If I've been able to help you in any way, go now.
Cool, lovely. This one, what is this? Oh, it's a picture of the drink. Hang on. Or the cocktail in Morrissey voice. That was your best Morrissey yet? Oh, it looks like this. I mean, it looks very cool. That's a lot of fucking sugar. Isn't that a thing that the mafia does? You boil sugar, or you do it in prison or something. You boil sugar until it reduces to a syrup and then throw it on somebody. So you can, like, scare them, basically, because it turns molten. I think that's a thing. Game. How's your best Morrissey yet? My Morrissey is truly bad. Don't do a Morrissey voice. I won't get it out of my head for weeks. I do love that song. I used to listen to, there's like a singles collection. Like, it came up before their first proper album, I think. A singles collection called Hatful of Hollow by the Smiths. And that was all my dad used to listen to. My mum and my dad. It was all they listened to from the age when I was about, I don't know, 4 till 8. It's basically always in. My dad had one of those 6 CD changers in the boot that would connect to his stereo in his Saab, like saloon car, and that album was always like a mainstay. The others would get swapped out, but it was like Monster, or no, it was the best of R.E.M., Flood by They Might Be Giants, and what did I say? Hatful of Hollow by the Smiths would just be like permanently in there, no matter what else changed. So I heard those 3 albums about 5,000 times. My ex was from Sicily, and I can't tell you all the weird mafia shit he knew how to do. I don't know anything about Sicily, really, other than jokes they made on the Golden Girls. Because, you know, they were meant to be from Sicily, some of them. Or Sophia was meant to be from Sicily. And every joke was about how fucking horrible it was. They Might Be Giants are great. They Might Be Giants is one of those bands, I didn't really like them as a kid, because I thought they were a bit too silly. And then I grew up and listened to them again, and I was like, my dad was right. They're so fucking good. I don't even know if it is an embarrassing thing to say. I think they might be one of my favourite bands of all time, They Might Be Giants. They're so good. It's rough. Imagine, Sicily, 1922, exactly. God, I love the Golden Girls. The Golden Girls might have become one of my favourite shows. I really wasn't expecting that when I watched it. I downloaded like a couple of episodes. completely legally. I downloaded a couple of episodes and was like, oh, let's just throw this on. I've heard it's okay. And then we ended up watching the entire series over the course of like a couple of months. And I was like, this is so fucking good. You don't like me, do you? Forgot about that. And you got punched in the face or something, and I was expecting you to not have any eyes. That was right.
I haven't the time.
Oh, that feels bad. Like, maybe we fucked some stuff up with him. Who's in here? Oh, wait, this was the room where we got fed laudanum by the hot woman. Oh, if only. I've never tried laudanum. I don't really know what it is. That was very cold, I know. Oh, I finally found a book. Lovely.
A young woman into polite society.
What, like My Fair Lady? Discovered an immunity. Elizabeth Adams. Oh. I haven't the time. I'm incredibly busy here sitting into space. Oh. Have you seen the clip of the guy who sings the Golden Girls theme? Fucking amazing. Well, I haven't. I mean, the theme song is very irritating. Thank you for being a friend. Down the road and then back again. It's a very annoying song. Okay, I think that's everything from in here. Unless there's more goo? Is there any goo that we could find? Maybe some goo? No, I don't think there's any goo. I think we've pretty looted this. And we can't go out. Okay, I just want to check around before we go into his study. Because, you know, he's a bit creepy. And I'm worried about going into his study. Leave, Louis. Look, I know that the woman poisoned us and drugged us and maybe assaulted us. And she has, like, creepy symbols all over her walls. But I do kind of want to see the hot woman again. I hope she comes back. In here? Who's this person? This is Volner. We haven't really talked much to Volner. I'll put a clip in the Discord. Feel free.
Why is his study in such a mess? Looks like Volner's planning something.
Is this a mess? What do you mean? It looks completely and utterly immaculate. This is me, actually. I spent the morning today cleaning every inch of my, like, house. Of the, like, lower floor of my house. I swept, I mopped, I cleaned the walls. I bleached my garden table. I got my barbecue out of the shed and, like, disinfected all that and polished it. I like, did all the laundry and stuff like that. It was a rough morning. I did a lot of stuff around the house. But it's because my parents are coming over tomorrow for a barbecue kind of thing. Like a family gathering kind of thing in my garden. And I looked around at my house and went, look, this is objectively not a filthy house, but I need to clean it, otherwise I will be ashamed. Like, I feel like, even though I consider myself quite a neat, clean person. Not, like, hugely, but kind of neat and clean. Not, like, embarrassingly bad or anything. But sometimes I look at my house, if any company is coming around, and I feel like that scene in The Simpsons where the wall falls forward and Lenny is just sitting there with a bowl of cereal going, please don't tell people how I live. It's just a real insecurity of mine, I think. It's especially with my parents, because I think I'm almost afraid that they'll go like, you're not doing well on your own, are you? And I'm like, I promise this isn't how I live.
A chemistry set.
A chemistry
That's
set?
not surprising coming from Von Volner.
Can we steal it? No. Oh, I'm getting a call. Hang on. I'll mute myself for a second. Enjoy this screen. And I'm back. I have also posted something in Discord. Oh no. What is in my Discord? I'm always slightly worried when that gets said. Because, you know, I don't have the tightest moderation. What is in random media? I actually don't see anything in the Discord. Do I? I don't see anything in the Discord. Maybe it just hasn't updated for me. Wait, the Minecraft thing. Oh, that's your house! Oh, that's a cool tower. Hang on. Everybody look at Valor's tower in Minecraft. That's a nice little house. That's a nicer roof than I usually make, actually. What texture pack is that? I really like it. It's like nice and quaint. Anyway, let's back to the game. Anything else to do here, then? I think it just wants me to go to Mortimer's study rather than looking around and talking to people. I think I'm going to get a lot of people going like, I don't want to talk. No texture pack, really? Oh, it's just shaders.
Looks like Volnor was interrupted.
Obviously examine the things on the desk. They look like they're important.
Looks
just
a
skills.
lot like straw. And he's drawn something in a hurry on this sheet.
Look more closely. Oh, it's gonna take up all my fucking points. Ugh. Wait, no, I can heal myself. Next skill use is free. No. Cures negative alterations. There we go, now it's only 2. Good stuff. Not even shaders? Really? It looks like there's shaders. I guess Minecraft is slightly better than I remember it to be. Look more closely. Fuck it.
Straw on his desk.
We still have, you know,
As if
special
to-
goos we can use.
as if to protect
Goos and
something
unguents.
fragile. Yes. Someone must have packed something away here.
Sorry, I'm replying to texts. I'm getting a lot of calls. It's as if to protect something fragile. Yes, someone must have packed something away here.
I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before.
I mean, either one is fine. Vigilance or occultism. I've seen that before. Have I?
Yes. It's definitely a drawing. of
Oh,
the
it's that thing.
Volnor must have kept a copy.
Okay.
Straw on his desk. As if
I'm
to
just reminding myself.
protect something fragile. Yes. Someone must have packed something away here.
Read the letter. Johann. He's Von is German, right? It's Van is Dutch. Von is German. So everybody's gonna be German. Johann, I know you are trying to find out what happened to Elizabeth. But it's getting out of hand now. Your escapade on the continent cost me enough as it is. I know it hasn't been easy for you leaving Elizabeth confined in her room for a month so she doesn't bump into Sarah. But to run away without warning, I had to lie to cover you, Johann. Act as if you arrived separately, only a few days ago, to persuade William to do the same with his guests. I demand that you come to your senses and take hold of yourself. I asked you to fetch something so we can get it off the island, not for him to study it in a vain hope of acquiring power. I won't give you any answers, let me be clear on that. At most, we run the risk of losing it again. So for the last time, please go and leave at the agreed place. I can confirm that somebody will pick it up immediately. Gregory. Oh, that's from Gregory. Well, whatever. I know what it's about. Fucking next skill use is free. We're gonna goo it up.
What you recovered from
Slather some goo on myself to make myself smarter.
Volnor told me that he'd managed to find it.
Alright, well, that didn't seem that useful, to be honest. Cool. Well, nice. And what was this again?
Table of alchemical symbols.
This one was
Someone circled the zinc
marked.
symbol.
Somebody has marked the zinc symbol. Is this gonna be something? Search.
Golden elixir.
Ooh, lovely. That's what we just used, I think, so that's nice. Okay, well that wasn't that useful. It was kind of useful. Did I read this?
Look, a blotter.
Apparently not.
And apparently it's been used recently. I wonder what Volnor was going
God,
to
blotting
write.
paper is an industry that's
Smudge.
kind of died, hasn't it?
It's not legible. I can make out the signature though and leave as if planned.
Decode the message. 8! Fucking hell. Jesus. Difficulty 8, vigilance level 2, cost so it's 5. I'm gonna use another golden elixir. Wait, how can I show what's written?
illegible. Let's see if I can find a solution in Volner's things here. Given his interest in alchemy, I wouldn't be surprised if I found something that revealed what's written somewhere in his room.
Ooh.
A table of alchemical symbols.
Is it
Someone
this?
circled. What a mess. Looks like Volner was interrupted.
Ah, decode the message in the blotter. Oh, for fuck's sake.
A lot like straw. And he's drawn something in a hurry.
Yes,
on the
skip
sheet.
through this. We've seen it. Look more closely. We've already seen it. Look at the
It's
sketches.
feeling that I've seen that somewhere before.
We've already done that as well. Yes, I've seen
Yes.
that before.
It's definitely a drawing of the Lock of Al-Azif. Volner must have kept a copy.
Fuck it.
Landing stage. Landing stage. Right. So Volner is going to leave Al-Azif the landing
Oh.
stage by the pier.
Okay, cool. Well, good stuff, I guess. Does it want me to go to the pier to find it? Maybe? I really wish I had more goo. This is the problem. Oh, it's Washington. Hello, Daddy Washington. Although you can't be my papa anymore. I've found a new one, and he's more demonic and cool. Did you knock something here? No, that's just part of the frame. I thought he just knocked over a vase and was staring at it. He does look like he's having a bad trip. Look at those eyes. Why are you staring so intently at this? I guess before television and radio and stuff, what else did you have to do? Like, you'd probably just sit... I mean, these chairs are pointed at the painting. You'd probably just fucking stand open-mouthed and slack-jawed staring at this for a few hours.
Louis, busy as always, I see.
Read?
How
Yeah, but when
lucky
you were
are.
done with reading.
I must admit, I'm trying to kill the boredom myself.
I can tell, Washington. That's the least you can say. They probably have a huge library. They do. They have that really cool library. That's the least you can say.
I get the impression we're all in the same boat.
And here I was thinking you might have some juicy gossip.
Done with reading how? You know, sometimes I'm reading in the garden and I'm enjoying it. And then sometimes I go like, I'm done with this now. And I like lie in the grass and go to sleep. A last guest is expected. And yourself, anything to tell? I wish I was still a big reader. Me too, honestly. I was trying to read... I don't have it with me now. It's somewhere. Where did I leave it? I don't know. But, that's bad. There's a book I've been reading of, like, Greek myths. And it's quite bad. I was looking forward to it, and I was like, this might get me back into reading a little bit. Because, like, 6 months ago, I got really back into reading and read a few novels. And now I'm like, I'm not really reading as much as I was. Maybe I should get back into it. So I was like, let's pick up this small book and just see if it's good. It kind of sucks. It's very hard to get through. It's only like 250 pages, but after about 20 pages, I'm like, oh, it's so fucking dull. Like, it's really badly written. It's very dry. It almost feels like reading like a glossary or an appendix rather than an actual book. Like, it's a list of Greek myths, basically. And it feels like, you know when people make jokes about parts of the Old Testament, where it's just like, and then Ezekiel begat Zechariah, who begat this guy, who begat this guy, It's kind of that, but for Greek myths. It's kind of just a list of things that happened, but with no actual storytelling. So it's very boring. It's like reading the Silmarillion. So, you know, I need to find a different book. I don't know if I'm even going to bother finishing it. It's quite annoying. A last guest is expected.
Well, Mr. Godoy heard that we are expecting a last-minute guest.
Pardon?
Yes, a certain Al-Azif.
Strange. Doesn't ring a bell.
Well, I might as well not hang out here any longer.
Oh,
Say.
boring old doofy Washington.
The conference has started. Godoy is a little too used to court intrigue, if you ask me.
I agree with you. Well, nevertheless, I hope I have distracted you a little.
Yes, thank you, Louis. I don't need much. And don't hesitate if you
Should
ever
he
do
be
have
here?
any
He seems a little
I
out
won't,
of
Mr.
it.
President.
The Silmarillion is the only one of the series I didn't read. Yeah, I mean, that's everyone, right? I don't know if I've ever met anybody who's finished the Silmarillion. At least not that I can remember off the top of my head. I mean, Everybody tries to read the Silmarillion. Emma recently, she's a huge Lord of the Rings fan, as am I, but she might be even bigger. But she got a copy of the Silmarillion, and... Oh, thank you for the subscription, Banana Overlords. Just realised my Prime was going spare. That's extremely kind of you, thank you. And welcome as well. I have Ogrenarius, but why? Like, she got the Silmarillion and was like, oh, I really love Lord of the Rings. I'm going to try and read the Silmarillion because, you know, it's just more Lord of the Rings knowledge, even if it's just lore. She was fully expecting to be bored by it. And I went, you're not going to finish it. Nobody finishes it. And she got about 50 pages in and went, I can't finish this. And I went, that's because that's what I did. Got about 50 pages in and went, life is too fucking short for this. I just read anything Lord of the Rings back in the day. It's so boring, though. My God, it's boring.
Pardon me, monsieur, but I have work to do.
Oh, nobody likes Louis. Is it the bleeding hand? Is it my stump? Because if it's my stump, that's very rude of you. If it's the bloody stump that I'm just sort of holding up to people's faces, then it's not on me. It's not that bad. It's bad. Oh, Peru. How's Peru doing? I feel sorry for Peru. Are you alright? We could be lovers if you want. Unlock? Nah. Just talk to me, Peru.
Leave me, Dreya. I want nothing more to do with you. I'll have left within the hour, and I wish never to see you again for the rest of my life.
Oh, that one kind of hurt. I quite like him. Oh. Oh. Oh, another book. Something I just thought of for those avid readers who are multilingual. Do you prefer translations or the original language? Kind of sub and dub for books. I can only speak English fluently. I can sort of read a bit of French, but not enough to read a proper novel in it. I would occasionally play games in French when I was a little bit better. Like, I'd play Minecraft in French, just to kind of keep me a bit sharper. I don't do that anymore, though, because I just got bored of it. But I've never read a book in another language. We had reading comprehensions, that's the closest I could get. Ooh, some goo! Lovely! Use the goo right away. We need goo. Original. From what I remember, Lord of the Rings was just page after page of Tolkien describing scenes in detail. Yeah, Tolkien I don't think is actually the most talented writer. He's just probably the best world builder in any book ever. I mean, the world building in Lord of the Rings is some of the best world building in any media property ever, right? But I find Tolkien's writing quite dry. He's just lots of descriptions and songs in Tolkien's writing. It's a little bit hard to get through. It's not a light read. It's quite heavy. Emily, do you want to go in?
Emily, can I come in?
No, it's not a good time. Not right now. Leave me alone.
Was that a laugh or a cry or a noise of pleasure?
I can tell from your voice that there's something wrong. Let me in. We have to talk, Emily.
I said no, goddamn you.
Brrr, do we go in anyway? It's probably locked, right? Some things just can't be translated properly, or at the very least they just sound slightly different, especially dialogue. Yeah, I imagine that's true of a lot of stuff. I've only read like translations of things. Like I read Don Quixote. That was extremely good, but I don't know how much of that was the translation or the original text. I can't even remember which translation I read. There's like 5 good ones, apparently. Tolkien had one single rhyming scheme he used for all of his songs. I know. I remember when I read the books, I was surprised at how many times they would just stop to sing for like 4 pages, and eventually I just started skipping them. I would go like, oh, this is still in sort of... The format on the page is still in song format. Let's just skip past, and then it would just go. In a 4-line verse, the first 2 rhyme, the third rhymes with itself at midway, and I forget the 4th line system. I'm gonna enter anyway. I'm a bad boy now. I've been given a demon heritage. I'm a cool bad boy now. I'm gonna grow like a cool mustache. She's gonna beat the shit out of me. Boob lady! Is she even boobier than usual? She is! Oh, this is very booby. Okay.
Why aren't I surprised? Do you think you'll find the solution in alcohol?
Get out
Shut
of
up.
here, Louis. I told you not to come in.
This is quite the outfit.
I don't want to hear why you let me kill your mother.
Well, it turns out she isn't my mother.
It makes no difference to me. You know nothing. You understand nothing.
On the contrary, if you'd given me more time, if you
You look
listened to
booby
me-
today, my
It was
dear.
impossible for me to know.
Of course it wasn't.
I know I can't really ask. But please forgive me for what I have done.
Everything that goes on in here is much bigger than you and me.
Well,
You made
parts
your
of you are
choices,
bigger.
And now you're going to have to take responsibility for them.
I know you're telling the truth about more.
Could you put on some trousers?
I know
Why are
there
you?
demons.
This is not
all.
casual
Go on.
drinking garb.
I'm one of them, Emily. I'm a demon too.
I know.
But how?
Sir Gregory stopped by to tell me.
Oh, he's just
I-
gossiping everybody?
He wanted to bid me a welcome.
I don't understand.
Welcome to the family.
You? You're his daughter?
Mortimer's daughter, Louis.
We're
Aren't you my
siblings?
sister?
Oh.
Yes. Just
Wait,
because
oh
you
no,
know
I
what
slept with my
I've
sister.
suggested.
Oh.
I feel so ashamed, Louis. And that means Emma is your sister too.
Shit. I spent the night with my own sister?
I was attracted
Luke,
to you
George
from the moment
Lucas,
we
how did you
first
get in the
met
room?
On the boat. Now I understand why. Do you realize what that means? I'm a monster.
Oh no! Step demon, no, I'm stuck. Look, we're demons. It's probably fine. It's not like... Look, if the demons... Look. If the demons are doing the host thing, and we're just, like, inhabiting these bodies, the bodies aren't necessarily related to each other, right? Like the actual flesh. Nah, there's no excuse, really, is there? Fuck it, bad boy demon.
And I am one as well. When I think of my feelings for you, that feeling, it hurts all of a sudden.
What, painful erection? Oh, okay.
She's there. I can feel her inside me.
Pegging?
Trying to read my thoughts. And
Oh!
Don't do that. Get out of my mind.
Get out of my head,
Let me remind
Charles!
you that it's forbidden between demons.
Sorry, Louis.
What a
I
bitch!
didn't want to.
I have a sister.
It's
A
very
booby
strange for
sister.
me too. A sister for a brother.
Yes.
Yes. I must get some rest. I must ask you to leave me now.
All right, but don't finish that bottle.
Jesus
start.
Christ!
I would
What are you
like
wearing?
To get some sleep.
I'll be leaving you then. Thank you, Emily.
Damn, boy, she thick. Sorry, I had to say it, but... They put some work into animating that ass, didn't they? Just have to say that. Anyway, let's go.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present. 2 coils circle the lock.
Unlock, please. 2. I like that outfit bit more than a full dress. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yes. Use the key. Locked. Not for sexy reasons, I mean.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily.
Search.
Devil's Thorn.
Ooh, Devil's Thorn, lovely.
The best disguised traits.
Okay, sleep well. Nice one. Stockings are nice. Who am I kidding? I should leave. She's in a vulnerable state. Let's get out. Although we can ransack her house first. What are these? What are those? That's a fucking old meme. I just hate the dress. Oh, and more books. We're actually finding books this time. The dress isn't very nice. I think corsets look cool, but not really with the big voluminous dress. Circle jerk statue. Fine, let's get out of here. That went rather well. We found a sort of Wincesty sister. She seemed into it. Sure, we'll deal with that when it comes to it later. Might get weird. Although, again, for demons, is it weird? Maybe that's just normal. I do like corsets with trousers or pants or whatever. Let's, maybe go back to... No, not my room. We need to go up to, Mortimer's study. There we go. Serious Lannister vibes. Yeah. Although I was never really into either of the Lannisters. Not really, I don't like attractiveness-wise. I don't know if I'm into anyone. No, I was about to say I don't know if I was into anyone in Game of Thrones. Brienne of Tarth is very attractive. That scene where she throws somebody on the ground, I was like, George Washington. Oh, we can go into George Washington's room. Is he still just staring? No, he's gone. Is there anything we could steal? I think we might have already gone in here. Did we read this?
I'd like to invite you to join me as planned.
Oh yeah, we'd already read that. Agreed, Brienne is amazing. That went well. We got kind of turned on by our sister again. Yeah, look. I'm not happy about it either, but it's the way the story's gone. Now, you could accuse me of piloting the story that way, which would probably be true, but, you know, I think it's just funny. Anything else to steal? No, that's all the stealable things. We need as much goo and as much, you know, lotions as possible. Goo and lotion. Those are the most important things in this game. Now, where exactly is Mortimer's study? We have done a full loop. Mortimer's study is, I think, up here. Like, it's in this little doorway. So, let's run up that way. I never really watched Game of Thrones. Emma was really into Game of Thrones. I liked the books. I read all the books. Well, I read the first 4 books. Because I was like, it comes out of Emma's room, I need lots of lotion. I read the first 4 books. And then read them a lot. I was like, Emily's the twin, you know. Yes, I know. But, I was like, I was really into the books. I read them as a kid. I read them a few times as a kid. I enjoyed them very much. But I was already sick of waiting, knowing that the books were never going to come out fully when I was a kid. So when the show came out, I was like, I watched like part of the first season and was like, it's good, but you know, the books still aren't finished. I think in my head, I was like, look, maybe I'll wait for the books to come out, then watch it. And then it ended so spectacularly badly and everybody hated it. And the books still haven't finished that I just never got around to watching it, really. I've only seen like bits and pieces, like occasionally an episode would be on that somebody else was watching and I'd read it. Or I'd watch it with them. So I've seen like 3 episodes from each season, probably. But, you know, not like full seasons or series. If that book comes out, I will vow to read them. There we go.
I was sure you would stay. I'm proud of you. You've made the right choice.
Did I have a choice? I could have just left, maybe.
Able to speak to Sarah
oh, my flag's falling in the background. It keeps falling. I've used so much blue tack.
Well, I guess I'll never know now.
True. Even so, there is one more thing
It'll get me back into reading.
Sarah
They're very good books.
My daughter.
What?
What?
Why didn't you tell me the truth about her?
I thought that might be.
She was my mum's sister?
To absorb.
She was a demon too? What the fuck?
Afterwards, you were in a hurry, so I made a decision. You've been able to understand and choose.
Does that mean she's not dead?
How do you feel?
Is she just gonna come?
Hard to say.
Sorry, I ended that sentence really badly. Is she just gonna come? Is she gonna, like, come back as a ghost or inhabit another body? So my mum was actually my sister, and she stole me from my actual dad and raised me as a human. Do not make your mum's sister do that. Look, she wasn't unattractive. That's too far, I'm sorry. Intrigued? I guess I'm intrigued by this, by which I mean, what the fuck is happening from your actual mum? Yes, she stole me from my actual mum. Who I don't know. Who's my actual mum, then? Who's my actual mum? We haven't met her yet, I guess. Is everyone a fucking demon here? Well, Emily / Emma are my booby demon sisters. My mum / sister is a demon. I'm a demon, he's a demon, and Gregory's a demon. I don't think anyone else is a demon. But we don't know. There we go. Intrigued.
Quite curious to find out more. My whole way of thinking has been blown apart in just a couple hours.
What could be more normal? It may have been a bit brutal, but you've just
not nearly enough single dads in this game. Mum and sister will have to do, I guess.
You can influence your own future. I will guide you.
Look, I make no
All the
bones
time
about it. I'm partial
You're not
to a
the
milk.
first to make me
But,
that
you
offer.
know,
What do you mean
I
by
don't know
that?
if my mum
Your
counts
brother.
in this.
Sir Gregory.
Mum and sister.
Why am I not even surprised? What did he say?
Hang on, I'm getting a text again. He spoke to me about you. He spoke to me about your father. Change the subject, Louis. He's worried for you. He spoke to me about your father. Let's, like, avoid it. Everyone is likely fucking demons here.
I've been given to understand that you have a difficult relationship with your
I just
father.
love that I put my
Isn't that
bloody
right?
stamp
Let's
on the...
just say we don't
Change
see
the
things
bandage,
the
Louis.
same way. I ended up finding out that there's a world outside the rules he has imposed on us.
Men could think the same thing of demons.
It seems you find yourself in the same position that you've placed men. You were told what to do, what to think, and you found it unbearable. Imagine if humanity finds out you secretly direct them. How do you think they'd react?
Your analogy is not without substance. But
Surely
that's where
you've
it
thought
ends.
about this in the last
Man's main
800
flaw
years
is
or whatever.
His willingness to forget and to make the same errors time and again. He can't help it. He is mortal. I don't impose anything on anyone.
I hate his
Following
voice.
my own path.
I hate
Where does it
British Reagan voice.
I suppose I should explain. For centuries now, demons have emerged in and around great leaders all over the world.
Mainly
but like
in-
true tyrants, they have governed with an iron fist in a studded glove.
That's the impression I get.
But you see, people's discontent is increasing, and they are too high up to hear it. They take themselves for God.
I think he's
Sooner or
right.
later,
Like,
the people will turn against us, just as they have in the
You
past.
know,
Each time
it's not
happened,
Margaret
many
Thatcher.
of us have died. We must master the humans, yes, but gently. And the best way of doing that is by allowing them a free choice,
oh,
Louis.
the illusion of free choice. Oh, look, Mortimer is clearly evil, but I kind of agree with him. Whereas Gregory, I like more. I think I could be friends with him, but I disagree with him. I think he's too traditionalist. Bro, but this guy, I mean, look at the way he's standing and talking and sitting and just every scene with him, he acts like fucking Palpatine in the prequels, where he just goes like... constantly. He's a fucking psychopath, obviously. Is that his project?
So that's your project.
Of course, not entirely, no. It is easier to keep control over people who slumber than people who are oppressed. A man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man. Whereas, if you give him a roof, food, and entertainment, he will do whatever you want. The best way of getting them to
Raiding
achieve
circuses?
something
Isn't that the
is to
Roman
make
thing?
them think it was their idea. For that, they have to feel as if they are free.
Hang on. What do you mean?
Look at the United States. From the start, I introduced an idea that will change everything. The idea that everything is possible. Everyone can
Was this
become
game made
someone.
by
Is
Americans,
there
do we
anything
think?
more beautiful?
You mean it's not true?
Man can move mountains
Oh, Louis.
when he believes it is in his own interest. And what nobler cause is there than his own freedom?
Examples.
Do you have any more examples?
Of course.
The emancipation of women. What about my boob sisters?
And what would you propose for women?
They must be given the right to work and to vote. Look, at the moment, they don't work. They take care of raising children. What a mistake. We have to get them out of the house. Make them work. In this
Based?
way,
Well, not
only will
really
they become
based.
Consumers, but they will also delegate the job of education to the system. We could guide humanity from a young age, Louis, don't you see? Today, we are wasting too much
Is
time.
this... Is this a conservative's wet dream? That, like... Oh, women should be back in the home because now that they're not homeschooling them, they're all controlled by demons. Liberal demons. Slavery?
Talk to me about slavery.
Well, take the slave trade, for example. It's an archaic practice that simply has to stop. Today, black slaves of America work for free and in unbearable conditions. Tomorrow, if you free the blacks, offer them work along with a salary, they will bless you for it. Then, they will be integrated into the system. They will be taxable.
This
Once
is
they are free,
bizarre.
they will have to work for a roof, pay taxes, and feed their families. Maybe we could take away the civil rights of prisoners, for example. In this way, we'll keep control of all those who respect the system and benefit from the others as workforce.
So he created the prison industrial complex. Cool. Interesting. It's very American focused as well, isn't it? Just a few minutes ago I read you shouldn't sleep naked because it attracts lust demons. Is that incubuses and succubi? Let's speak of religions. I've created something called Scientology.
Concept of good and evil, guilt and redemption. Look where men are now, locked up in beliefs that no longer exist.
Welcome,
it's
Peanut, by the way.
for men to rediscover themselves and to take control of their lives.
I've invented something called atheism.
Judgment.
Sure. Progress? I've created the printing press and the internet.
Tell me what you think about
A
progress.
Satanist, exactly. I mean, it makes sense he'd be a Satanist, right?
What else?
Progress must liberate humanity from burdensome chores. Progress must replace man wherever his presence is
Automation.
not obligatory. It creates
The main
both
character looks very
desire
weird. He
and
is basically a little
It will
knife-faced
liberate women.
freak.
As soon as
He
the
created
machines are
Reddit
able to
and
do
Twitter.
all the chores at home
I have
automatically,
chosen my next
it will bring
host.
men
His
together
name is
by bringing
Elon.
faster means of locomotion.
And Elon
Look at
Musk.
the cultural revolution that printing brought about. But the most important of all has already been laid. The foundation stone. Freedom of speech. The First Amendment of the Constitution. There must be opponents to every project. So, above all, don't develop a one-track approach. Otherwise, man won't have enough room for expression to feel free. If man sees his chains, he will only want to break them. If we give men the feeling that they are free, I am convinced that they will exceed their limits. And it is only from that
I mean, his
condition
plan
that
kind of
humanity
holds
shall
up. It's a
rise
bit
up.
convoluted.
Do you want to dominate or raise humanity higher?
Both.
I want it to advance. I want it to progress. Man is our vessel. If he progresses, then so do we. Wouldn't
He
you
did
like to
describe
know
themselves
what
as
we really
parasites.
are?
Who do you mean? Demons?
Yes, us.
Do
Our
we come from
species.
space?
I've been searching for centuries, trying to find a way to explain the reason of our existence. But humanity has not yet evolved enough to make any progress on this subject. I am convinced that the scientists will bring
He has a
back
chin that
knowledge
could cut
someday.
diamonds.
So, that's your objective, is it? To understand who we are.
Sure. I mean, this all seems fine. I mean, he's doing it for weird reasons, but this is good, right? His things are good. But I think he might... Yes, the Wayland approach. It's basically Prometheus. We're going to find a weird blue man who looks a bit like handsome Squidward. And they're going to, like, go, reh. Why not, after all? Dreya, why are you so bad at everything? I'm good at this game. I'm not good at this game.
I see your point.
Our family clings to its privileges and to the past, and that's how they are putting us in danger. The time
Yeah, I
has
agree,
come
I
for
think.
change. Now that you know your true nature, there are still a few things I need to teach you.
What do you mean exactly?
A new skill, and not the least.
Growing wings?
It's about taking control of a person.
Ooh, how do you do that?
I don't see how I could do that.
I shall help you the first time.
I'm ready. Oh, is it going to be like Ghost, where we're going to have, like, a person put in front of us, and he's going to, like, guide my hands from behind? Brainwash him, no? I'm ready.
Okay, let's not waste any more time.
I deduce that you're impatient to master what's in store for you. That is good. I thought I'd mix business with pleasure for this first time.
It'll be
What do
Gregory?
you mean by that?
The conference will come to a close shortly.
Oh, am I going to
Not that I'm
dominate
fed
one of the
up with
people?
Archaic diplomacy, but it's time to ensure the success of this project. To make this happen, I would like Piaggi to inform the Pope he has changed sides.
Huh. What, you want me to dominate Piaggi? Not really into that. Dominate somebody? Louis doesn't seem the dominant type.
You need slapping down.
Slapping down. Say nothing? No. Rig the conference? Ghost-style pottery making is essential reagent in this magic. Louis, we have to get nude to do this. Do we? Yes, and we have to get oily as well. I'm sorry, it's just part of the magic.
You're going to use your powers to alter the votes?
The real game is about to begin, Louis. Up till now, the guests have been sizing each other up. From now on, it's time for Gregory and myself to play.
Someone called Patrick Swayze.
Yourself. Now, here is my plan. I would like you to join His Eminence in his room.
Just play along. We'll see when the time comes. Very well. And then?
You're going to have to trust me. What we're going to do is painless for the human you are going to invade.
Invade?
Yes. You're going to enter his mind and take control. You're going to influence his actions and his psyche.
Ooh, that sounds kind of fun. Fucked up, but kind of fun.
Then concentrate. You must focus on him in order to feel his thought.
Why are you crouching over like a cat?
While speaking, you must link with him. Once you're done, you will naturally find your way to the source.
I'm back, it's roasting day. It is fucking hot today. I was working out in the garden earlier. Like, cleaning up and making sure all the grass was cut and everything, because my parents are coming over tomorrow. And it is way too fucking hot. It's like 15, 16 degrees, which is not that hot, I know, but it's hot for me.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
It's bright as well.
Perfect. Go now. The cardinal is in his room.
Okay.
You will have to write a
Oh no, it's only 5 degrees Celsius here, luckily. That's honestly my preferred. I like about 10 degrees, I think. 10 degrees, maybe 12 is my limit. For like, this is nice and comfortable.
But be careful.
15, 16 is like, oh,
stop it. The Pope had Piaggi's hand tattooed with a symbol to be sure of his identity. You'll see when you're inside him. You'll understand.
Ooh, I'm gonna be
Once
inside
it's written
him.
Up, just bring it back to me, and I'll send it off immediately.
All right.
Okay.
I'll take care of it.
Sure, cool. Go to Piaggi's room. I might need to leave soon, by the way. I'm getting some texts saying that I might need to like go somewhere and collect somebody. So, you know, we'll see. This might be an early stream. 10 is near frigid. 10 degrees is like nice and sort of medium room temperature, right? I think it's probably 10 degrees in my room right now. Like, it's colder than it is outside. So it's probably like 10 degrees, roughly. Go to Piaggi's room. Piaggi's room is over where I am, right? It's like, yeah, it's right here, I think. Washington's room, no. Peru's room, Bonaparte. It's here. Yes, down here. That's, either way is the same. I do like around 15, but anything between 10 and 20 is fine. It's like 5 Celsius for me. Ooh. That is a bit too cold, I think, 5. So I'm getting a text from somebody. They have gotten the bus, but apparently the bus driver's being a prick, because they often are. I can check, but my house is likely around 23. I think what is... when we went to Florida, every hotel room we stayed in was had air conditioning in it. And I think I set mine to 60 or 65 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in normal. I don't know what that is in, like, sensible units. But I set mine to, like, 60 or 65, and that was comfortable for me. That's Dreya. We're still going. (72 Fahrenheit, or 22 is average home temp. What's 65 then? Hang on. Let's say 60. Let's say 60 F2C. That is 15 Celsius. 15 degrees Celsius. So I would say about 15 to 16, 17, roughly around there. Wait, what's 65? 18. So between 15 and 18 Celsius is what I had. Even my cat is sunbathing. The cat is sunbathing outside right now. Actually, I think... Have I closed the back door? I don't think so. A cat might wander in and try and steal the guinea pig's food. That happened this morning. Because I was working outside. The cat... wandered into my house, and I looked up and saw a tail going into the living room, and I went, oh, I should probably check on that. The neighbor cat is very chill with the guinea pigs. They just wander around and play with each other sometimes, but I was like, I should probably check anyway. I came in, the cat was standing in the middle of the living room, and Frodo, guinea pig, was standing in front of her little food bowl, blocking him from eating her food. Like, just looking up and, like, trying to stand tall and going like, as he was like looking around to try and get to the food bowl. It was very sweet. He's slightly frightened of them, I think. He seems kind of nervous around the guinea pigs. I think they're slightly too big for him to know what they are. Am I going the right way? This is Washington. Where am I going? No, I'm going exactly the wrong way. Cool. This way. "60 indoors requires warm clothes." I'm in a t-shirt right now, and it's probably about 15. So that's about 60, 65. I guess it's probably about 60 degrees in here right now, and I'm wearing a t-shirt, and it's comfortable. So, you know, I guess I'm just built different. There we go, Cardinal Piaggi. This might be the last conversation I have to do. Hang on, I need to respond to a text.
Louis, what brings you back to my chambers?
May I sit down?
Of course, Louis. Don't you feel good?
Yes, but if I'm gonna pass inside you, I'd better sit myself down first.
It's nothing, don't worry about it.
Well, what can I do for you?
Let me brace myself before entering.
Now I need to concentrate.
I wanted to speak to you, Your Eminence.
How do you feel about pegging? Just in general. Like, no, you know, no judgment or anything, but, you know, how do you feel about being entered? Got a job, drop out and get home from work. Much fun and lol, so hope you have a good weekend. You too. I probably won't be streaming tomorrow, speaking of weekend, because I have my parents over. It's going to be like a whole thing. I might stream on Monday. Or, not Monday. I might stream on, what's it called? Sunday. The day before Monday. Other people call it, you know, might know what that is. Anyway. Yes, I now have a time limit. Here we go. Who are you asking? Not the chat. I wouldn't pry into whether my chat, what their opinions are on pegging. Speak to him about demons, speak to him about politics. Oh, thank you for the follow. Enclating. Enclating? Enclating. Ink. Thank you, that's extremely kind of you. Thank you for the follow. Every follow is like a little syringe full of serotonin directed directly into my brainstem. You'd think it wouldn't be as severe as that, but it is. Love seeing numbers go up. Anyway, speak to him about the Holy Lance. Yeah, he was interested in a lance. We found it, I think. We got a lance. Might have been that one.
I wanted to thank you for your help. I mean, for your time talking to me about the Holy Lance.
Ooh, exploited vulnerability. He's a bit dumb.
It's the crusade of a lifetime for some people, Louis. You are searching for another holy grail.
You're nearly there. Link into his thoughts.
Does it?
I like his
annoy you at all?
eyes.
But what on earth?
You're at over 600 already. Enk is grand. You propped up in the homepage now to see how you're finding this weird game. Very weird. I'm enjoying it a lot, but it's bizarre as fuck.
Insolence. Why?
Yeah, I am at over 600.
I am a man
I
of the
kind of forgot to
church.
mention that. Thank you for getting to be
May
over
God
600,
keep you
everyone.
from such ambitions.
Right. Let me in, Your Eminence.
Why?
Oh, Jesus. I played it ages ago and I'm still confused. I wasn't expecting the demon thing.
I've done it.
We're just in him now. That was easy.
He was right.
Oh, are we just going to be asleep?
It's crazy. I can't believe it.
First thing, strip.
Look at
No,
yourself,
that's
Louis.
too sleazy.
Better
You
not
can't
get
do that,
caught.
right?
Whoa. I still need to get used to this body.
Imagine the things you could do.
See about what Mortimer asked me. Right. Well, it's time I got started.
Write a letter to the
Let's see what
Pope.
I can
Sure,
find
cool.
here to help me write that letter. have no means to validate my forgery, so I better take my time with it and not make any mistakes. There are 2 letters from the Pope on the desk. I should be able to get a clue or 2 by checking how well they correspond to each other. And
Okay.
here are 3 stamps.
Oh
all
god, a
different.
puzzle. I should expect puzzles. This is ostensibly a puzzle game. It's just every time a puzzle comes up, I'm like, oh no, I'm so dumb. I don't think stealing a body would steal their handwriting. I was about to say that. I mean, it's all muscle memory, so I think you just either write like yourself or not know how to write, because your muscles are different. So, like, your handwriting would be all over the place, and nothing like... the one thing it wouldn't be is theirs, I think. Read the letter on the desk. Read the first letter. My dear Giuseppe, as my health does not allow me to honour Sir Holmes' invitation to go to Lord Mortimer's, I should be grateful if you would sit at a conference on my behalf. Naturally, you will give my thanks to your hosts. Consolidate our agreements with Gregory, and let him know that his venture regarding Cardinal Bishop Shiramonti is following its course. I'm very bad with names that are not Anglican, if I'm honest. I have every confidence in you. May God bless and protect you. SS Giovanni Angelo Braschi. P.S. Do not use your personal stamp when writing to me. Instead, use the one with my motto on it. Okay. First clue. You do not use your personal stamp while writing to me. Use only the one with my motto on it. And that was from 1792. GHFJ. Read the second letter. My dear Giuseppe, I know you are on your way to Lord Mortimer's residence. I hope you have a good trip, even though you are obliged to cross the French countryside, at present very agitated. Know that this mission is crucial, my friend. May God bless and protect you. That's Braschi again. EHHBCF. If they had, I don't think stealing about it, if they had a physical quirk that led to a certain fashion of writing, I imagine that would carry over. Like if I was missing my index finger, I'd have to write pretty vertically. Yeah.
Right.
I can only write in cursive when I'm writing by hand.
To discredit Sir Gregory and to announce Piaggi's final vote in his favor. As an introduction, your whole
like I write very
thank
sort
you
of
for your trust.
spidery and cursive-y. Right. Oh fuck, I don't know. Is it legible cursive? It's I don't know. I have a pen and a paper and a pad here. 1 second. Let me write. Let me write something. Interesting that he hasn't exclaimed relief at having a left hand again. That's true. 1 second. No, it's not legible. This is what I just wrote. That is not legible at all. I can't really write anymore. I used to have really nice handwriting. It's no longer legible. That said, hello chat, how are you? What the fuck is that? It's so bad. It's so bad. So no, I can barely read my own writing. You'd make a grand doctor with that handwriting. I thought that was a joke until I started going to the doctor a bit more regularly recently. And I could not read whatever the fuck he was writing to me. He gave me like instructions on prescriptions and stuff. And I was like, I don't know what this says at all. The long out jumped on the dog. It says the lazy cat jumped over the dog. It does not look like cat, I'll give you that. Yeah. I don't know if it's even focusing. 1 second. I can make the camera bigger. Look at that. Look how big the camera is now. It's so genuinely terrible. I really can't write anymore. Anyway, back to the game. I'm convinced they take classes on bad cursive. I was told to write in cursive when I was like, I think the last year they did that, where in primary school I was told that you couldn't write outside of cursive. So I don't really know how to write in script anymore. I can only write in cursive, but it's bad cursive, because I don't really write. Fortunately, my mediocre writing hasn't changed. It's because I type everything now. I take 2 tablets of a day just before breakfast, right? Okay. As an introduction, Your Holiness, thank you for your trust. Discredit home.
It turns out, now that I'm here, that I find Lord Mortimer's projects grant us many more advantages.
It's been a couple of years since I wrote anything. We had to do it in primary school too, and we weren't allowed to write with a pen until our joint handwriting was perfect. I think I was the same. Then I was allowed to use a fountain pen or a cartridge pen, as we would call it, and spilled ink everywhere like 5 times. I think I would need to think quite hard about cursive. I need to think quite hard about what's it called? I need to think kind of hard about the other one. Script. Again, my brain is mush. Read the letters on the desk again. Read the first letter. Because we need to figure out a code and a stamp as well. GJ GHFJ. GHFJ. Back, sorry, customer popped over to check on us. How's it all going? There was a lot of incest, if you missed that. Like, a lot of incest. Turns out Boob Lady was just, like, half naked in her room getting drunk. And it turns out she's a demon too and our sister. And we definitely had sex with her. And also our mum was our sister. It was all a bit weird. Very sort of strange stuff. And we were both kind of into it. So, George Lucas got in the room. My dad's cursive just looks like a load of L's in sequence. My mum has really nice handwriting. It's sort of like a combination between the two. Like, you know, it's half joined up, half script. It looks quite nice. I might need to emulate that. Read the second letter. SS Giovanni Angelo Braschi. EHHBCF. What is this code? Oh, is it fucking... One second. EHHBCF. I'm very confused. When I last saw cursive Cyrillic, it looked like L's. Hello, Can. Good morning. Love waking up to Dreya talking about incest. It doesn't happen that much, right? Do not use your personal stamp when writing to me. Instead, use the one with my motto on it. Read the letters. No, choose a stamp for the letter. I noticed something about the stamp,
One
sure.
of the letters, the Pope asked Piaggi to change and to stop using his personal stamp. He asked him to use the one with the Pope's motto on it.
My autocorrect appears to be Shakespearean. It is bizarre that never corrected to ne'er. That is insanity. I don't think that's been typed since the creation of the printing press. The Pope's motto. It's two either way. What is the Pope's motto? Etiquette or politics? I know that. Let's just say we know that.
And I remember that. Flore in Domo Domini.
Flore in Domo Domini. Okay. Look at the stamp on the right. It's not the left one. Floro in... I shit in the woods. Look at the inscription.
Justitia, misericordia e humiltà.
I have no idea what that means. Go back.
Brush up my foreign languages.
Back. Look at the stamp in the middle.
On it is written, Flore in Domo
That one.
Domini.
Okay, so we need to use that one. Go back. Use this one. Okay, well, so we know that one. Now we need to do the secret code. Bro. I sent a message to Emmy today that started Hey to you and it turned into Hey Dude. I've never called anyone dude. I'm Irish and too fucking... I don't know if I'm too young or too old to use the word dude, but one of them. Jesus. Write a secret code.
There's a kind of code composed of 6 letters that they always write under the dates of their correspondence. According to Mortimer, it's got something to do with Piaggi's...
What a wrinkly old... That looks like
Guess
canvas.
I'll have to write one for today's
Dude
date.
sounds so out of place with an Irish accent.
Be better to do
How's it
without,
going,
but
dude?
I'm gonna need to be extremely clever here. Today the date is 24/01/1793.
One second. I have a free one here. It's 24/01/1793. 17 is 31/12. So it's GJ G E H. I have literally no idea. Do a very Cork, dude. How's it going, Vi? How's it going, dude? Oh, that's so bad. I fear I'd be excommunicated from the parish if I attempted it. How's it going, dude? I'm sorry. Think about the logic of the code. Give me a hint.
There are 6 letters just
Yeah,
below
I know.
the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the number shown in the middle.
Right. 24 is A. So, 12... GJ... So, fucking stop moving. Keep your hand still. Do you have fucking palsy? Fucking hell. Think.
Some figures are the same in both codes. Yet
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
correspond to different
Why is that
letters.
hand made of all
The date is not
peanuts?
translated. Must be the key to the code.
The day is not translated. That must be the key. What? What does that mean? I fear I may have gone too far, and Dreya will now have to leave the country and start a new life under a different name. How's it going, dude? It just doesn't work, does it? The Cork accent does not... Look, there's specific Cork slang. Like, the most famous, which is probably Langer. But, like, any other slang does not work in a Cork accent, unless it's specifically Cork. Fucking Langer. Stop moving your fucking hand! Put it on the table! You clearly can't hold it. Sorry, I'm angry. So that's the... One second. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code. 31. Is there a 31? 31 here is I. 31 is I. $12 is not there. 3? 3 is J? I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Sorry. 1 second.
Some figures are the same in both
Yeah.
codes. Yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code.
1701 is EH. And then 17... You need to give this some hand some real-life stigmata. Just nail a pen through it and into the table. My headcanon says his hand looks like that because you're remote controlling him. So effectively you're wearing a man's suit. That's probably true. I mean, it would explain why we're so kind of fidgety. Nope. Ugh. Jeez, this was a design choice to have the hand do this. Anyway, I'm going to ignore the hand. 31 G 10 B F. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm too dumb for this. Is this a really obvious thing that I'm just missing? 31 12 GJ. Yes, Dreya. Oh. 1 second. I can't see any solution. The day is not translated. So 12. What? I haven't done a puzzle in a very long time, so I can't help you. It is a really obvious thing. The day is not translated, Dreya. So ignore the 31 and the 17. Okay, so 1 second. 1 is G. 2 is J. 1 is G. 7 is H. 9 is F. 2 is J. Okay. 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 So, 1 second. So, 0 is E. 1 is H. Does that match up? No. Because that says 1 is J. Or 1 is G. 1 is H. 7 is B. No, 7 is G on the upper one. 9 is C. 3 is F. Is it that, like, 13 is, like... This is why I want to watch Dreya try the witness. Read the screen again. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code. Oh, is it where Z... Is it 0? Is, like, I is... Okay, I think... Oh, my brain. My brain is actually hurting. 31 equals I. Is that, like, where the alphabet starts? At I? And then 17 is what?
Are you
17
pulling
is...
my
okay,
pizzle?
move your fucking hand. Come, Dreads is quite easy. That I can't read what 17 is over. It's on his fucking grizzled palm. Is that B? I don't know what that says. What does that say under 17? Or over 17? It's hard to see under the shadow. So is that like... Is that what 0 is, the date? One is H or one is... He didn't jerk it like that with me. Maybe go back.
Today the date is 24/01/1793. In the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date.
Yes.
2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection.
E, I think. Is that an E?
Circle and the number shown in the middle.
Or an L? I can't fucking see what that is. That's gonna be annoying. Is it a B? No, it's not a B. What the fuck is that letter? What's that letter? It's so hard to say, or to see. Go back again, he just held it still. I still couldn't see it.
24/01/1793.
Think about... No, go back. Think about the logic of the code. Oh, go back again to the very beginning.
Below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo.
Okay.
It must
I think it's an E. It's a capital E. So 17 is E. It's an F, I think? Oh, for fuck's sake, it's very hard. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry. So F is 17. No, 17, F. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's an E? It is an E. You're right, it's an E. So 0 is E. Okay, and this one is 0 is I. Okay. Okay, I think I... Right, no? Maybe? Because, yeah, 0 is E. 17 points to E. Dreya, think. So... E... F... A, V... Yes, and Y is 0 E. Y is 0 E. Because B is the first, because E is the first letter of the alphabet. 31 is I. 0 is E. So 0 is I on this one. And then 0 is E on this one. I feel like my brain is melting. So that's where... And the letters change based on that, right? Hint on a rotary phone? I've never used a fucking rotary phone. I'm 26. Rotary phone. Like, where's the 0 on a rotary phone? What? That's confused me more. Zero's bottom left? Dreya, just start counting at the day? What, so 0... I'm 20 and I can use a rotary phone at the number of the day, for fuck's sake. What? Kill me! Kill me! Sorry, calm. Deep breaths. When Grenarius loses patience, I'm ruined. Monday 1, Tuesday 2? What? Sunday 0? No, that can't be it, right? 31 is the start, so if you go 1 clockwise, it's G. Oh!
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
24 is A. Okay. So 0 is A. So it's A, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, J. Then it's 1. So it's A, then 1. So it's AF. Then it's AFF. Then 7. So AFF, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. AFFC. AFFC. H. AFFCH. 1, 2, 3. G. AFFCHG. 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 There we go. Oh, I noted it for you. Thank you. Look, if I was on my own, that would have taken me another 15, 20 minutes. A.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
So what is it again? AFF.
Today the date is
15 or 20 days.
24/01/1793.
AFF.
Today the date.
You don't have to keep saying it.
01/1793.
CHG.
Today the date is 24/01/1793. Today the date
it's
is
1793 as fuck right now.
1793.
And then G.
Today is the 24/01/1793.
That's it, I think. Oh, just very quickly, I'll make sure. So, 0 is A. 1 is F. 1 is F. 7 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C. 9 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. H. And then 1, 2, 3 is G. This is right. It's right. It's right. You ride the short bus to Demon School. Aww. That's it. Choose a stamp. We know the stamp as well. He said use the personal stamp. Or not the personal stamp, use the motto stamp. Choose a stamp for the letter. Fuck me, it's the middle stamp. Look at the inscription, just to make sure.
On it is written, Flore in Domo Domini.
Yes, that's the one. Go back, use this one. He said to use that one. Oh, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. That was rough. Finish the letter. Why did we need to be in his body for this? Couldn't we just do this on our own? Jesus' eyes. Why did we need to possess him for this?
Your Eminence, all ready to send... What's he doing here?
Damn it.
Oh no! Thank you for children cheering.
What do you mean he can't hear us? What's going on here, Piaggi?
Let me just refresh myself on what you're immune to. Oh, you're immune to this. You're immune to occultism. Ah, well, fuck then. Say Louis is tired. Sure, he's sleepy. He's a sleepy boy.
I don't know what to say. He was already here when I entered my room.
Uh.
I presumed he must be tired.
Tired? Are you having me on, Piaggi? Or what?
What? I wouldn't dare.
I don't know what you're trying to pull, but I really don't like it.
I was about to fetch someone to take care of him. Would you care to go?
There he is. And there he stays.
What, are you gonna kill me? Touch me?
The perfect opportunity.
What do you mean?
It's been a while.
Oh, the tattoo. That makes sense.
Chance to get rid of
We
him.
could have just knocked him out.
No, listen, my son. This is all getting out of hand.
Hogwash! I don't trust him in the slightest.
Why not?
Can you keep a secret?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Of course, my son. Would you like to tell me under the confidentiality of confession?
Ah, don't talk rubbish. I don't trust the little runt because he is Mortimer's son. Would you believe it?
How does he know?
Dear God, how is that possible? I am flabbergasted.
We've wasted enough time. What if he wakes up? If you don't want to get your hands dirty, just
don't
away
kill me.
and leave everything to me.
This is not a decision to be taken lightly.
You're defending him now.
What are you talking about? Of course not.
He's made you change sides, hasn't he?
Fucker. This displays vulnerability, so he's not immune to either of these. Home will be against it, not in my room. Consider my guests flabbered. Let's say... I might use one of the free ones. I'm rapidly running out of goo is the problem. Let's heal up, I think. No. Heal up. There we go. We have plenty of those. And then maybe take a goo. That's something. We can at least use these now. Not in my room. Home will be against it. Either one of these is probably fine, right?
Committing a crime in my room is out of the question. Think, it will all be on our heads. No doubt about it. I refuse to run the risk.
Right.
Okay,
Monsieur
good.
von
Jesus.
Braun, I always
Always a
act in the
problem to
best
be formed when
interest
you're
of
running
all.
low on goo.
I assure you.
Everyone's
Comes out like dust.
You must have lost your mind to want to take such an extreme course of action.
No one's asking you to help me do it.
I'll report it to your king? I'll tell Mortimer, I'll tell Home.
Are you pulling my pizzle?
Are you pulling my pizzle? Please stop. I'm dry. I will tell Mortimer. Oh, I don't fucking know. I'm gonna have to use another fucking... I don't have any more goo. I don't know what to do. I don't really know Volner well enough. We haven't talked to him enough to really know him. Fuck, I don't know what to do. Can I read his mind?
Capable of reporting me to Sir Gregory.
Okay.
I'm really risking my neck here.
I'll tell Home everything.
If you lay a finger on him, I'll denounce you to Sir Gregory. I'm warning you.
Oh, thank God. I forgot that we could read minds. I'm surprised that the mind reading transitions between bodies.
I don't know what the two of you are up to, but I'll find out sooner or later.
I like his hair. I kind of have that hair right now, but in red. I need to re-dye my hair. I'm not a... I don't mind the red, but I'd prefer to go back to purple or black, maybe. Is he going to be aware that we just... Well, a body's just a body, right? I guess so.
Right. Don't just stand
Oh, he's
there.
passed out. Is he going to be aware of what we just did? Because that could be bad. Trait unlocked, close call. Join Mortimer in the dining room. That was a bit fucked up, what we just did, but cool. Sure, why not? Can I go in anywhere else? I can't go in my room. May as well just circle around, see if we can talk to anybody else. Does my, breasty sister still want to talk? Or is she still asleep? No, she's still asleep. Honestly, I am surprised at how giant her ass was. I just, you know, I didn't see it. I didn't think the game would model that. Hello, servant, you're still ignoring me?
Pardon me,
Yeah,
miss,
whatever.
but I have
Nobody likes me anymore. I've really not played the sort of diplomatic part of this game very well. She needs it for balance. It's like a cheetah's tail. I would have made him pull his pants down and walk around before leaving his body. Just, you know, have him, like, write embarrassing stuff to everybody. Be funny. I feel like you'd have to use it for pranks, right? Oh, he's in the dining room. I forgot where the fucking rooms were. I'm sorry. Please. There we go. I kind of wish transitions would happen just as I'm going between areas rather than having to click on that button, because I sometimes miss it and then just end up kind of flailing. Where's the dining room? Hang on. I think it's down on the lower floor, so down here. I heard a footstep, but that might have been my own footstep. Oh, it's Saturn devouring his son, one of my favourite paintings of all time. I keep forgetting this is a prominent thing in this game. It's so gruesome. I love it. Anyone down here? No. This seems better lit than it was. Maybe it's because it's daytime? But there's not a lot of natural light coming in here. There is literally just that little set of windows, and this is a massive room. I don't know how it's this well lit. Sinew. Ugh. Where is the dining room? Dining room is down there, other way. Saturn's tummy had the rumblies that only sun could satisfy. It sounds like it's from an ad, like a fucking ad for a cereal called Sun-O's. I hate that sentence. Enter, please. The rumblies that only sun could satisfy. No, that's Napoleon. Or is that Godoy? They look kind of similar in this game. I think that's Godoy, but it looks a bit like Napoleon. Sun-O's. Look, I couldn't think of a generic cereal name.
Great. Honey.
Hello.
Am I disturbing you?
Ah, Durishe, congratulations on your efforts with Washington. I see that
It's Godoy, he has slightly better hair. They look so similar in this.
Nothing about my hand. Totally blind. Come on, get moving, Louis.
Oh, while you're here, you wouldn't know who
Napoleon looks like a guy from Wish.
What do you mean? I heard Sir Gregory speaking about him. A certain Al-Asif something or other.
Who? What?
Obviously not. It's not important. Forget it.
No, hang on.
It doesn't matter, I'm telling you. We'll find out soon enough. I'm in a hurry right now. I'm waiting for someone. See you later, Louis.
He was very panicked there.
Is Al-Azif to participate in the conference?
That's what I was asking you.
I don't want to use up all my brain juice.
Well, I must be leaving you.
Like, I only have 3 brain juices. I'm also always in a hurry waiting. Yeah. Oh, there you are. Hello. This might be the last conversation. I do need to go.
So, Louis, what was your first time like?
Awkward and weird, and it didn't really work.
Here's your letter.
Oh, you were talking about the mind control, sorry.
I have to admit, the experience was utterly amazing.
Come, tell me more.
Can't wait for the next time. No difficulty. It was fine. There was no difficulty, really. More bane juice than I. Vital fluids.
Everything went as planned. I didn't encounter any
That's what, you know, like
difficulties.
serotonin stuff is. It's all just kind of sloshing goo in your brain. It's kind of bad to think about it like that. But, you know, whenever, like, endorphins get released, it's just kind of releasing goo into various parts to bathe your brain in.
Louis has all the information he
Just
needs.
bits of slime
You are
kind of
free to make
getting
your own
injected in
choices,
there.
William. I would like the same for him too.
There's nothing I want more, Gregory.
Your schemes will lead to your demise, brother. Don't involve Louis. He has nothing to do with all this. this.
Oh, I
The
wish
end of the
Gregory was on
conference
the other side,
This
because I like him
masquerade
more.
will soon be torn asunder. Don't drag him down with you in your disgrace.
How I feel while watching you stream. Just
On
a
the contrary,
brain full of
Brewer,
sludge.
Louis has just entered the family. Give him a chance to find his place.
His place?
This guy needs to go to Boots and get a proper color match for that foundation. Again, I'm sure there's lead in it. I've seen, you know, the white face paint, essentially, that they used to wear. It does look a bit like this, less cracked and gnarly. What do you mean?
What place is that?
At the end of a leash, like all the others.
You can
Don't
hardly
listen
tell,
to
really.
him. He's angry with our father.
And with good reason. He governs us.
Why
the
is
same
he in
way
that
governs
body?
humanity, through fear and submission.
Same old tune. When will you understand that it's necessary to impose order for things to move forward properly?
You are under his thumb and proud of it. Open your eyes, for crying out loud.
Oh,
His old
sibling
system
bickering.
is outdated, and he's too old to see it.
I've had a president with worse makeup than this. What was that? I know it's been done to death, but why is he so
William has
orange?
always been fond of staging big scenes. It's his theatrical side.
You can say that again! And then we wink and a sort of like laugh track plays in the background and everybody looks confused. I guess this body helps him know everybody and not be considered a threat? I guess so. He never quit the weird tan culture. I'm finally able to mail my GPU to South Africa tomorrow. It was quite the journey to get that sorted out with customs and documents and stuff. I've never sent anything overseas. A couple of people have asked about maybe setting up a Redbubble. I might have to deal with customs and stuff at that point if I do that. He was always prepared for a teen disco, I guess. Gyaru culture? I don't know what Gyaru is. Hang on. Gyaru. Gyaru is the umbrella term referring to a fashion culture in Japan which has lasted for 2 decades, divided into many subcategories. What? It looks like scene kids from the early 2000s. I think Redbubble sort shipping for you. Ooh, that's nice. Japanese weird stuff. A Japanese transliteration of the English slang word gal. A Japanese fashion subculture by the jeans company Lee. Oh, they look like insufferable scene kids. Is this Backplace? It might be bordering on it, looking at some of them. Aggressive tans? Aggressive tans? Oh, I might need to go. After this conversation, I will end the stream. Somebody's just come through the door. That's blackface to me, to be honest. Yeah. I can see it. You can say that again.
Does he have an inferiority complex?
I've told him time and time again, Louis. He always has to take it one step too far.
How dare you?
Those eyes!
You are
He looks a
black.
little bit like a sort of
Even if
raisin
evidence
version
beats
of
you on
Anya
the
Taylor-Joy
nose,
to me.
still wouldn't see it. I feel sorry
Wide-spaced,
for you.
big eyes. Is he gonna stab him?
Tea is drunk hot or not at all, William. When will you learn? It's too bitter. You shouldn't let it brew so long.
I like bitter tea sometimes.
So predictable.
Methodical, I would say. Things must be accomplished in the right order if we want the world to keep turning as it
I
does.
haven't seen it.
Come and listen to me, Ren.
I'll be in a couple of minutes. I'm
Yeah.
just ending this conversation. I promise, like 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, I'll come back in.
Go. I love you.
I'm storming it.
It's no more blackface than Trump's 10. I mean, you could argue with Trump, right? I mean, Trump was very aggressively tanned. They say hello, Emma. What's he terrified? It resembles an autocratic regime. I just think, I think Mortimer's the way to go, even though he's clearly evil.
When you speak of the right order, I can't help hearing your order.
Oh, don't
Louis,
make him annoyed.
Wouldn't you think that by now we've acquired a certain experience? Don't you think that we're the best place to know what the right order should be by now?
Yes, the older you are, the best you are.
best
That's
of
been
intentions,
made very clear
this
by
kind of talk
politics.
could well be misinterpreted. Every powerful man has had to speak in this way at some stage. That doesn't mean that they were right or that they achieved great things. Take the kings of France, for example. They weren't all good monarchs.
You see, Louis, Gregory came here to make you change your mind. It's time for things to change. I acknowledge Father has done many good
Are we
things,
going to meet our dad
but
by the
his
end of the
time
game, do we
is
think? And
over.
he's going to have,
Now
like,
you
full-on
must
demon
pass on
horns
the talk.
and goat
That's enough.
legs. I'd like
There,
that.
Louis. That's the pathetic example your father has to offer. I really am sorry about what happened to you. You don't know our family yet. We can't have given you a very good impression, but bear in mind that we are all against William's project.
Oh,
On
I
the
like
contrary,
you
if
more.
he insists on going through with it, we will have no other choice than to intervene by force. Consequently, my dear Louis, you're going to have to choose sides. I would much rather have met you in different circumstances.
There you are.
Foundation guy's eyes remind me of that Miley
Don't
Cyrus
follow their
blue eyes
orders
meme.
to a letter.
He's got lovely eyes.
I'm afraid the time to decide.
I want to peel his face off.
is now.
He's got beautiful eyes. I just want to stare into them. They're
If you
like two
follow
little
William,
pools.
He will drag you down with him. If, on the other hand, you support me,
They're a little bit
I
red,
can
maybe.
assure you that nothing will happen to you. You won't be blamed for your father's errors.
Ah, the masks are off. I offer you liberty. He obliges you to choose, and shamelessly asks you to.
He looks like he's been
betray your
touching up the plaster in his
That
spare room.
is their true face.
Right. Before I answer, well, I better think it over very carefully. Do I intend to embrace my demon nature and take my place on the chessboard? Do I stay out of it and do my utmost to stop them? Or do I renounce my nature and do all I can to stay human?
I am a man. I am a demon. Let's be honest, we're gonna be a demon, right? I am a demon.
It's useless trying to resist my true nature. I am a demon. May as well accept it. The sooner the better. Even if I continue to live as a human, all my friends and acquaintances will inevitably...
Yeah, you can be like Doctor Who.
And
I
I'll
like
be left on
Doctor
my
Who.
own.
You can be like
Forever.
Doctor Who, just immortal
I'm
and
a
gathering
demon.
up
I have to
pets,
behave like
basically.
one. The sooner, the better.
So? What do you choose?
It's been 2 minutes.
I said 2 or 3. It'll end in a minute. Join forces with Mortimer. We have to do it. Like, I like home more. Gregory is a nicer person and he seems cool. Mortimer is, I think, the better plan. We're gonna basically set up the Illuminati and, you know, free the slaves and shit. So, you know, I have to do Mortimer. I'm sorry, Gregory. I am, but, you know.
I shall follow my father, Sir Gregory.
Very well.
Oh, we've upset Gregory and I want him to be friends
don't
with
take
me.
offense, but I just can't turn my back on him.
It's time we finished what we started, brother. The final vote of the conference over the acquisition of Louisiana will take place in a few hours. I propose you gather your troops and prepare to close.
Oh,
the
fuck,
gate.
we did bad then, because we got a few people over to Gregory's side. Ooh, that's bad.
Come, follow me. It's time for us to get ready.
Okay, now I need to go. Another cliffhanger, exactly. I'll play this, maybe I might even play this twice next week, because I am coming close to the end. And I just really like it. Oh yeah, his hair is way worse than Katai, isn't it? His hair is so
Really
bad.
think we have a chance of winning?
A chance? You don't know me very well, Louis. We are going to win.
But it only takes one person to vote against us, and we'll have lost.
That's true. That's why none of them will. Why? Because I have an asset that they do not.
Which is...
You. My friends,
This isn't gonna go
prepare
well.
yourselves. The conference is about to resume. The time has come to lay down all our cards.
Okay. I falsified a letter from the Pope. I chose to discredit Sir Gregory. I learned to use my new powers. We did amazingly. Did we fail anything? We didn't fail anything. And we got all the alternate path stuff. We're great at this game. We've done amazingly. That sister has a couple of assets. Well, you know, we'll be demon lovers soon, I'm sure. Next. And I will save and exit. Thank you for joining for the stream, and thank you for following and stuff like that. I'll be live. I might actually be live tomorrow. It turns out my parents are coming up on Sunday instead of Saturday. So I might stream a little bit tomorrow, like a tiny bit. I might be busy later on. I might jump on with Emmy playing Dead by Daylight tonight if she's doing that. We'll see. I don't know if I'm doing stuff. Yeah, it's been very good. Let me just tab out and raid somebody. Because I like doing that. It's a nice thing to do. Who's playing? Oh, Zara's live playing Dead by Daylight. Go check out Zara. She's great. /raid Auntie Zara. Valued friend of the stream. Anyway. Good job. Hope to see you for your tiny 4-hour stream tomorrow. I don't know what I'd play tomorrow, but it'll be something if I do stream. It's not guaranteed. If not, I'll be live on Monday playing more Gothic, probably. Getting close to the end of that as well. Thank you for watching, sincerely. Thanks for bits and thanks for, cheers, and they're the same thing, Dreya. Following and, just thanks in general. I'll see you later. Join the Discord and follow me on YouTube and stuff. Type !links if you want to. Ending spiel. Bye. See you tomorrow maybe, or Monday if I'm not. Bye.